Hey everyone, good morning. I am coming to you live from the Late Bloomer Garden on, I believe it's July the 8th. I hope I'm right about that. No, it's the 7th still. What do you know? It's the 7th. I'll have to change that title on there because it's kind of hard to have a July 8th live stream on the 7th. But I'm sorry I didn't let anybody know. But once again, I haven't figured out this thing that well. It didn't work last week, so I have been slammed. I am so slammed. I haven't finished a video. Usually I upload on Friday, Saturday, or and that hasn't happened. I've got three videos in the can, so to speak, which is movie lingo for shot, filmed, and not edited in addition to my Big Sur stuff. So good morning, Daryl. I'm glad you're my first person to join me. I'm going to be, as some people are tuning in, I'm going to be adding some links for ways to support this channel. Where am I? Live control room. There we go. And I don't know if anybody ever looks back at these things, but they're going to be there in case they do. What's the weather like in Tennessee right now, Daryl? What else? Where's my Amazon link? There it is. I made $22 from Amazon last month. Some of that was from my own purchases, but let's see, that's 3. And then, of course, we want my website, which is Late Bloomer Show. We want people to subscribe to that for sure. Okay, that's enough. Good morning, James in St. Louis. Good morning, Gabrielle. Hot and humid. Oh, Daryl, let me see. I don't know if I have the humidity on my weather app. It is 64 degrees right now, and it's cloudy, and it looks like by 9 a.m., 10 a.m., it's going to be, the sun is going to start to come out. So it may be a problem because it comes right there, and I don't have anything blocking it, set up to block it today. So let's see if somebody's, Charlie Baby, can you Emily, thank you. I was just going to say, Charlie Baby, I gave Charlie Baby, that's her channel name or Google name, a shout out last year. It's right here, Charlie Baby. And she her name is Emily, and I forgot where you're writing from, Emily. Tell me. Good morning, Portia in Philadelphia, Green Zebra Gardening. Wow. That's a good idea, Luis. Luis is on from Long Beach. If you've watched all my videos, you've seen me and Luis hanging out in a few videos. He visited me, I visited him. We did a couple of other videos in Long Beach. There's a huge urban gardening movement there's even an urban farm down there. There's a lot going on with healthy food in Long Beach. So if you're in Long Beach and you're not connected to that group, get connected. Eric Hale, good morning. Remind me where you are. And Lene USA, good morning. Kaye from Piedmont, Alabama. Good morning. And what is your actual name? Is it Lynn? Hey, Travis. Oh, I bet it's hot, and I bet it's very humid, Travis. Travis was checking on me this week. A lot of people were, knowing that I'm here rolling in the earthquakes. And I really appreciate everybody who checked on me, mostly on Instagram and Facebook. But, I really appreciate that. And Michigan, that's right. And Emily is in Michigan. What's it look like in Michigan today, weather-wise? We're hearing from Florida and Tennessee, hot and humid. Indiana, that's right, Eric. in Indiana. That's a lovely spelling of your name, and I'm wondering if it's Icelandic or something. I've never heard that kind of spelling, Eric. Hello, this Zell Forever. Do you have a garden, and where are you writing from? I think you're new to my live streams. This is a garden channel, and you're going to find something if you love gardening and you love plants and you love to be healthy, have a healthy lifestyle. You're going to enjoy my live stream. Pat, a good morning in Mobile, Alabama. In Mobile, Alabama. And if it's hot and humid in Florida, you know it's hot and humid in Mobile. Pat just had a great big, I think you had another great big family July 4th. She's got a big family down in Mobile. And I was lucky enough to be invited to her July 4th family gathering 2 years ago. And that was awesome. And you've never seen the barbecue master was when her brother, I think, is the barbecue master. And boy, did he have his grills laid out, and it was quite something. Let's see. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, Mark Wilson in North Carolina. I'm assuming it's hot and humid there as well. And what is your name? To biz, I just tell me your name. I'm growing cucumbers, so I can. Kansas, and your name is Troy. Fantastic. And Troy, what is your age range? We won't get specific about ages, but what is your age range? I'm just curious. I have a lot of young men who follow my channel, like teenagers, who are growing their first gardens. The grill master. Tell the grill master I said hello. Oh, he wants to share a great dish with me. What might that be, Pat? Troy, that's fantastic. Perfect. You have to, hopefully Jack will get on. Jack is from Maryland, and I forgot to send him a message. And let me send him a message right now. Of course, I'm texting and misspelling words. You want to connect with Jack Rudden. He's in that age range. Well, he's on the top end of that age range in Maryland. Wade Colby, good morning from Houston, Texas. Always hot and humid. Wade and Pat's writing from Wade. Pat is in Mobile, Alabama. So she's got, when I was there, it was 95 degrees and 95% humidity. And I thought I was going to faint. I mean, I grew up in Tennessee, but it just never seemed that hot. Hi, Rita. Good morning from Jasper, Alabama. You're the second one on from Alabama, and I hear it's hot and humid in the South. Good morning from Saskatchewan, Canada. Okay, I say that 10 times, everybody. Saskatchewan. I dare you. Saskatchewan. See? You can't do it. Saskatchewan. 70 to 82 in the afternoon. Well, will it be humid is the question, Lori. Well, Pat, I don't know when I'll be back to Mobile. Actually, maybe I will. Who knows? 8:30 p.m. in India. Aparna. It's so hard to read when there's an R next to an N. It looks like an M on my screen. Troy, I've been hearing about all the flooding in Illinois, which obviously is down in Kansas too. Really hot and humid. I guess I'm super lucky. All I have to worry about is earthquakes. So we've had over 2,000 aftershocks. They're having an aftershock every minute, I read this morning. They're recording an aftershock from what happened this week. And unfortunately for me and for everyone, they are predicting another earthquake. So, I'm not prepared for that. Years go by and you live your life and you get involved in your work and I'm not prepared for that. So I am just praying that it's not significant. Um, Heidi, there are, I think, at least 2 other people on from Florida, and I'm hearing reports about the heat and the humidity. 71% humidity is not horrible, Lori. Uh, but thunder showers can really kind of screw up your day, your plans. In Indiana, it's flooding as well. I mean, I wish I had that light looks kind of how's the light on my face, everybody? And can you hear me okay? I was out of green juice this morning and I'm going, what am I going to drink to sustain me for talking for 2 hours? I don't know. We shall see. Um, I know, Aparna, it is scary. And the first one, I was out climbing on my back 40. Uh, if you're following my channel, you know that I let everything get out of control with my tomatoes over there. And I was climbing and fixing all that on July 4th in the morning and didn't feel it. But I mean, I was always, kind of this because I'm stepping up and stepping down and I didn't notice it. And in the evening, I noticed it. I was over at my neighbor friend Hazel's, and she had just fed me dinner and she was taking the dog out back and for a potty break. And I was sitting at the table. My arm was on the table and the table starts going like that. And I said very calmly, because, I haven't been in an earthquake with very many other people. Most of the earthquakes I've experienced since I've been here, I've been alone. And except for the big one, the Northridge one. And I was not alone. But I was with Hazel, and you don't know how people feel about earthquakes or how they're going to react. And so I said calmly, I said, Hazel, we're having an earthquake. She was over by the door. And I could just see that she got very upset. And I was calm because I was just thinking it was a minor little thing as an aftershock from the big one in the morning, which I hadn't felt. So I wasn't worried. But the table keeps going like this and the house starts going like this. And so I walk over to the door with her because it's a door frame and, they say stand in the door frame. And so that's what we were doing. And then we stepped outside and she got very upset. So I stayed with her for a while. Anyway, you guys are talking about gardening and I'm just rattling on about earthquakes. Let's see. Ooh, 105 index in Mobile. You just planted cabbage, Daryl? Seems like it's already too hot for that. Oh, Eric. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. There's just nothing worse than losing a patch of corn. Amara, a free gift long ago from Johnny's. What is Amara, Portia? Don't know that. Wow. Good morning, backwards, Mama. What Kayla is writing in from East Tennessee. And I want to give a big shout out to Kayla because she is backwoods mama wife. And she just had her 3rd child a month ago, I think. And somehow she managed to get, at the end of her pregnancy, 31 tomato plants planted in pots on her driveway. And I wrote her and I said, you are a girl after my own heart. So thanks for tuning in, Kayla. And if you have any of your little kiddos around, I'm saying hi to them too. Let's see. Oh, so you're starting now, Daryl. You're starting your brassicas now. You're seeding now for fall, I guess. Good morning, Brian from New Jersey. What's the weather like over there? Everybody is reporting in hot and humid all over our country. Oh my gosh, Eleni is tuning in from Greece. And I am, instead of rewriting this, I decided this time I would just check in the countries that tune in outside of the US. And I don't have Greece on here, Eleni. So I'm not sure if you've been watching, but I really appreciate you watching today. And thank you for your good wishes. By the way, everybody, while you're still sort of getting familiar with everyone and saying hello, I have one of the reasons that I'm behind on editing videos is because, oh gosh, I just look crazy. I hate that light on my face. Let's see if this is any better. I don't think so. Nothing looks good today. Anyway, I have an intern, and I am so excited. It's a young girl who is just out of college, and she has some experience with the camera. She wants to learn editing. She is, I think her major was in graphic design, and she didn't go to graphic design school or anything, but that's what she's trying to do. And she came this past week and worked with me, and I have for years wanted to combine all of I'm sort of a triple threat, as they say in showbiz, that normally refers to singer, actor, dancer. I'm not a singer, I'm not a dancer, unfortunately, but I'm a photographer and I'm a filmmaker and I'm a content creator, most importantly. So, uh, I she helped me create a website where all of those things are under one umbrella. I used to have a photography website. I used to have an acting website. I've got my late bloomer website, and it's just like, oh, how do you manage all this stuff? And the other websites hadn't been updated in years. So it's very clean and simple and easy, easy navigation. And I'll be adding more photos and more information from time to time when things come up. But I'm just so excited about it. And there's just a couple of little fixes that we still have to do. But I want to just tell you about it, and I want you to go there and check it out. Good morning, Maddie from Iceland. Good afternoon there. And Living Miracle Homestead, Kathy. We've got several people on from Florida. And yes, Kayla, I didn't mean to minimize that you only had the 31 tomato plants on your driveway. She's got a backyard garden too. Okay, thank you, Eleni. Thanks for telling me. Wow, yeah, I don't know if I'll do any brassicas, you guys. I don't know if that's. uh, let's see, our fall brassicas as well. I don't follow that comment. Let's see, hot and love it. You love hot and humid, Brian? Have faith. Good morning, Illinois. Vacationing in Canada. What's the weather like up in Canada? Thank you, Rita. Thank you for following that thread. And my site is called, guess what my website is called? Anybody got any guesses? First one that guesses it, I'll tell you. Oh wait, I just got it. I just got the I just got an email from Dennis, who is when you do a website. I don't know if you guys are IT people and you know about all that stuff, but when you do a website, there's so much back end stuff between the DNS settings and the server and all of that IP address and all that stuff just makes me want to go boom. And so I found this really great guy who knows. He's a WordPress guy, and if you guys blog at all or watch blogs, you know about WordPress. It's like the largest outfit for serving blogs. And Late Bloomer Show is on WordPress. And so I found this guy, and he works on the side as well, doing websites and stuff. So he helped me do the website, and he just said, "Go ahead and announce the website because there's just one little thing he's tweaking right now." But Rita, no, I have Late Bloomer Show. This website is an umbrella of me, my all of my stuff that I do, from photography, filmmaking, acting, all of everything. Late bloomer, writing, all of that. So give me one more guess. You can't miss it. Um, so he said I could go ahead and announce it, and so I am announcing my new website, and please go and check it out. Any other guesses? No? Well, it's called obviously kaycottrell.com. And no, Lyndon doesn't get her own website, Emily. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. You want to make yourself at home and
Do you want your 9-volt battery here or
afterwards? Okay. We'll do that after. Yeah. So I have a guest today, and she just arrived. You might, I don't know, you couldn't see her walk in. And what we're going to be talking about is this is Lynn, and she is a new subscriber to my channel. And we started talking, and she said she lives not far from me, so she came and got some of my plums. If you've been watching, I had the biggest, well, yesterday, you haven't seen this yet, but I'll go ahead and tell you, the biggest single day harvest of plums in the history of this 35-year-old plus tree, 37 pounds. So she actually, I had 10 or 15 pounds before that sitting on my kitchen table. So she came and got about, I don't know, at least 5 pounds, maybe more. I didn't weigh it, and made plum jam. And so as we were talking, she told me how she had a health emergency that lasted for 8 years. And as we started talking, and we've talked before about the movie Secret Ingredients and chronic diseases we've touched on in some of my live streams. So I thought, you are a perfect person to come to walk in here. She was in bed for 8 years, to walk in here and talk about your transformation to health. And so that we're going to be talking about that as soon as she gets back out here. Hey, Happy, thanks for tuning in. No worries, but you are the only moderator on, so I'm so glad you. So keep your eyes peeled. You just never know when somebody's going to tune in and just say something inappropriate. That is dragon fruit behind me. I forgot. Oh, Living Miracle Homestead. You are. What's your name? Your icon is this big, and I can't make out your face. That is dragon fruit, and that goes up at least 14 feet. And I've been on with Jack Davis this week trying to determine if I am going to be able to see this thing bloom this year. And she doesn't think so. And so she doesn't want to cut it. I mean, I could cut it, and I don't know what to do with it. So my understanding is dragon fruit has to go down. If you know about dragon fruit, please weigh in, because I am at a loss. Thank you, Lori. Pay attention to Lori's comment, you guys, and hit that thumbs up button. Let's see. Kathy, of course, Kathy, sorry. And of course, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around, but Kayla has the same name basically as me. So, she could be like my daughter, Kayla, so I'm just sort of adopting her. And I've already adopted Jack, and I adopted Patty Hayden in Vegas as my sister. So I have this whole family that just from my YouTube channel. Anyway, the dragon fruit. So Eric was here yesterday, and he was saying that there is a big dragon fruit out at this other property he works on, or that Renee works on. And he said it's blooming going up in the tree and that we shouldn't release it. So now we left it yesterday. Yesterday I was going to release half of it and let it drape down because it blooms. My understanding is it blooms when the branches get down. And Jack said it won't bloom unless there's like 10 or 12 branches. So I'm going, oh, I don't know what to do about it. So let's where it so it's hanging, Kathy. So does it have to get close to the ground before it blooms? And do I release the big? He said if I try to release the big branch, it's going to break because it's stiff. It's not flexible. No, Pat, but after this live stream, Lynn and I are going to do a cooking video. I'm not sure if it's going to be jam, but I'm going to make something out of plums. And I could go plum wine in many recipes. Very surprising. Yeah, I'm not going to do wine. I just don't want to deal with it. It smells like wine in my kitchen because a lot of them are fermenting on the table because I can't get to it. Also, Kathy, can we have a conversation about the dragon fruit? I really want to know more. Can you please go to my website to the contact page and send me an email? It's just go to latebloomershow.com and then look at the tabs contact and then just send me an email and can we communicate about this? Because I really want to see this thing bloom. Emily, I think I do. So can you do the same thing I just told Rita? Not Rita, Kathy. To go to my contact page on my website and we can communicate. No, I don't let them touch the ground. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Great. Windsor, Connecticut. Thank you, Stacy Ann Smith. Welcome. I am just about to have great, Emily. Cotting White. Good morning. Oh, wow. Make its way to where it's happy. Okay. It's 14 feet up in the tree cotting. So I should just leave it alone then, is what you're saying. Let's see. Okay. Okay, guys, I think, do we have any other countries besides, of course, Canada? Where's Canada? We have Canada and Greece. And do we have any other countries on? I just want to make a note before I move on to my guest. Anybody? Good morning. Let's see. Boy, was I crazy last week. It's like someone tuned in that had the name of the leader of North Korea as his Google name. And I had been talking for like an hour and 45 minutes. And I was conversing with this person like, what an idiot. Okay. So Iceland. What the heck? Oh, I see. So we have Iceland, Greece, and Canada. Any other countries? Osaka, Japan. Did you just tune in or are you just adding now? Katsuhiro. Did I say that right? Katsuhiro? Osaka, Japan. Fantastic. Any other countries besides? Thank you. Oh, good, Katsura. Okay, so I'm going to bring on my guest because I think you might be, there's a lot of chronic disease in this country, and I think that you might benefit from hearing her personal story. So, Lynn, I think it's going to be easier if you lift that up and set it right here and try not to trip on the wire. And we'll move back. And I just got this one microphone, but what I'm going to do is just put it right here. This is Lynn.
Come on.
Wait, here we go. And we're going to have to sit closer like chums to so we can be in the same it seems like there we go. I need to move back so our heads are kind of the same size.
Excuse me. Oh yes,
here we
like
go.
to be the same size.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, there you go.
I heard that you had someone from Iceland watching.
Maddie.
Yeah,
Maddie tunes in from Iceland every week.
Really?
She's awesome.
My heritage is Icelandic. I went to Iceland in 2007 to visit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, you told me about that.
My grandfather's from Iceland.
Oh, Maddie, are you still there? Did you hear that? Are we kind of balanced? I think we are.
My last name before I was married was Bjarnason.
Oh, that's right. You told me that. I couldn't even pronounce it. Let's see if Maddie's still there. Tico, where are you writing? Tiki, where are you writing from? Thank you for tuning in. As you talk, I'll be interrupting. Good morning, Denise. Sure. Denise is checking in. Maddie is here. Wonderful. Do you have any questions for Maddie? This is the Iceland. Maddie, you're a female, right? Matti, I'm assuming.
It's hard to tell.
Where Konnichiwa? Where's Konnichiwa?
Konnichiwa. I think that's Japanese, isn't it?
Is Konnichiwa in Japan? It sounds like
I think it's a word in Japan. I think maybe it means hello.
Oh, maybe hello. Okay.
I know. I think I've heard it before.
Oh, male. Okay, Maddie is male.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Maddie. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry I have a male last name, but in the United States, they make us do that. We can't have our traditional last name. My name would be my father's first name with daughter on the end. I would be Lynn, Jack's daughter.
Okay.
But I have a male's last name, which is Bjarnason.
Okay, yeah.
Which was my grandfather, and anyway, we had to take that last name and continue it down.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, so just to review, if anybody just tuned and where Tiki, where are you writing from so I can make a note? Lynn and I connected literally. She's found my channel a week and a half ago.
Maybe 2 weeks at the
2 weeks
most.
now you've watched a bunch of videos. And she saw where I had my plum harvest, and she wrote me because I said, if anybody's local, I don't have time to use all these plums. And Denise says, welcome. Okay. Hey, Kayla, check this out later. I know you've got 3 little kids and all that stuff. So check this out later because it's going to be good information. So Lynn was telling me that, and I'll let you tell your story, but she had said that I was in bed for 8 years. She's been married for 9 years, and she got this wonderful husband that took care of her for 8 years while she couldn't even get out of bed.
That's
so
correct. Tell
your story to them and how you're functioning now.
Well, I started getting sick. Let's see, in 2000 and I was ill. I used to go to the doctor a lot for. It just suddenly came on like so many different things, like insomnia, depression, pain in my back, pain in my legs. My thighs one day just froze up and I couldn't move. I was riding my bicycle and I had to get off and get a ride home. It was just weird. And so I just started going to the doctor for so many things, and they started giving me medicine for everything. Right. That's their first line of defense is not to try to find out why something's happening to you. It's like, here's a pill. This will fix it, or you won't feel anything. And so I think the medication is what started me on the downward spiral. And I just got sicker and sicker and sicker. And
How many medications were you taking when you started going on the downward spiral?
Probably 3 at that point. But they were bad. And there's a antibiotic called Cipro. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, I found in my records the other day that back in 2007, I had been given Cipro.
Okay.
And it does so much damage, you don't even know what's going on half the time. I mean, you can't associate it with that because it's an antibiotic. You think, oh, I'm just taking that for an infection. And then other things happen. And and you don't know.
I think Cipro is an antibiotic that they often give for
UTI.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah, they do a lot. And it's supposed to be the last line of defense when all other antibiotics don't work. But that's not how they're using it these days.
You know what? This is interesting because my mother has really gone down. You guys know about my mother. She's in assisted living, and she's really gone downhill because she got a UTI in the assisted living. She got a UTI in a little while ago, few months, well, around Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave her an antibiotic.
You have to find out what kind.
And then it came back and they gave her another antibiotic. And I wonder if it was that because, mentally she's really gone downhill since that happened.
Yeah. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous.
She never
drug.
took antibiotics or, this woman's in her late 80s and she was literally, so many people are on so many medications by that time.
Oh, yes.
Especially in assisted living. They just give
you
all of this stuff.
It's their favorite thing to do.
And so she was only on until she was like early 80s. She only took like a thyroid pill.
Right.
And then they found some heart problem. So it was this thing, and then it was this thing, and then she started going downhill, and then she minimized that. She started getting better, and then this thing happened. Yeah.
So as they added medication to me, I would have side effects that they thought were other conditions and diseases, and so it just spiraled out of control. First of all, it was depression, pain, and then it went to fibromyalgia. I was diagnosed with ME. They call it myalgic encephalomyelitis, which is an infection and inflammation in your brain, and osteoarthritis, spinal stenosis, POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. They were giving me medication. I had 13 medications at one time.
And you were taking them all?
Yeah, because the doctor said so.
And you trusted?
I didn't know. When I started getting sick, I had never been to the doctor before, really, for much of anything. I was a healthy 40-something-year-old, and I was active. I hiked, I biked, I did everything. Camping and.
So you were already in the mindset of health.
Oh yeah.
Organic.
I wasn't organic. No, I didn't even know about organic.
Until
at the time, until I started studying and when I got sick and I started finding out things about the body, and then I started changing. And so you have to get the medicine out, replace it with natural and supplements. You have to find out what your body's missing.
How do you do that?
Well, you go to the doctor and you ask for a blood test, or they test for all your minerals and all that kind of stuff.
And insurance won't pay for that.
No, right? It costs $2,000.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. Actually, I have really good insurance. I think they did pick up part of the cost on that, but because the doctor ordered it. Yeah. If the doctor orders something, and it depends on. Sometimes you can get a pre-approval on your insurance, but I have a really good PPO.
Okay.
And we've had it for 27 years, so it's really Sean has. But So then I found out if you are low in vitamin D, you're gonna have depression. You have to have vitamin D.
OAG. Thank you, Happy. Thank you for your super chat donation. You guys can give super chat donations at any time, which helps support this channel. Thank you, John, which we call Happy. Yeah, AB. We're actually talking about something else right now. Daryl has a very good point. Keep your train of thought. Yeah. Daryl says he thinks that medications only have effects and that we shouldn't call them side effects because that minimizes.
Right. I agree. I totally agree.
Mm-hmm. And North Star, I wanted to say hi to North Star Prepstatter. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in again. And
okay.
Yeah.
So if you say you're depressed and you go to the doctor and you say you're depressed, he should test your vitamin D level, not give you an antidepressant.
Oh, what I was going to say is Charles at Old Alabama Gardener, he has not tuned in yet, but we love Charles, and Charles is a huge proponent of vitamin D.
Yeah. Well, we can get it by going out in the sun.
That's what he does.
They have apps on the phone that will tell you where you live,
Sandy,
when the sun is at the right point, what time of day, and how long you need to expose yourself.
Wait, how do you find that out?
There's an app that
there's
you can download on your phone.
There's an app for everything.
Yes, there is. Literally. Where it will tell you, it'll give you you put in your location, it'll tell you when the sun is at the right location for you to get the most benefit from it and how long to expose yourself.
And how long can you expose yourself before you get burned? Because I have very fair skin.
Most times it's about 20 minutes.
Mm.
I don't think it's usually longer than that.
Okay.
It depends on the time of year. Like if it's winter and the sun is at a
What is the
angle.
Name of the app?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I'm sorry. You can
Not
look
prepared.
It up though.
Not prepared.
Not prepared
you didn't do your homework for this live stream.
But I was low even oxygen in my blood. Just so many things that I was just deficient in, because when you eat a regular diet and you're like fast food, and yeah, it's not good for
Well,
you.
what were you saying? Were you eating fast food?
Oh yes, I was eating
Okay.
everything bad.
Okay.
McDonald's,
Oh,
just
what?
oh yes.
But you said you were active
I
in healthy
was.
lifestyle, but you're eating
But I ate
McDonald's?
McDonald's, yes.
Oh,
That's hard to believe, right? But we have
yeah.
to start somewhere in life. So, yeah. So I found out, but I became completely bedridden and couldn't do anything, literally. And the pain
Is
from
this at the point where you're having 13 medications?
Yeah.
And you.
I had bowel problems. See,
Well, it sounds like you were already sick when you got married.
yes, I was for 3 years, but didn't know it. I mean, I didn't know that it was like I was toxic. I was going through all kinds of little things. You go to the doctor for this and that and this and that along the way,
Yeah.
but you don't associate it with a whole illness.
Or a whole level.
Well, I was a
Full
total
toxic.
breakdown. A total
Yeah.
breakdown.
Yeah.
Like
right.
if you put diesel in your car, it might run a little bit, but soon everything's going to break down. I don't know about that's true, but
Yeah, we
little
don't
by
have to
little,
talk like so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's just the neighbors.
It's very quiet.
Yeah, there's a good microphone right there.
It's-
I can hear you very.
It's very quiet here.
It's quiet right
excited.
now. It's only because it's Sunday morning at
sorry.
8:30. 8:41.
I'm sorry.
And no, it's okay. Go ahead.
I forget. Where was I?
You were saying it was a whole toxic
Yeah.
breakdown.
So when you become toxic, your body and your brain, then you just have system failures. Your brain can't tell your body what to do. So the way it was explained to me is we have there's pathways in our brain, and our brain is sending signals to different parts of our body to tell it what to do.
I just want to say hello to. I cannot pronounce that, but from Russia Russia
really?
is checking in. I want to always give
Oh.
a shout out to other
I
countries.
love their language. I love the way it's written.
Russia. I know. That's why I can't pronounce it, because it's not my alphabet.
I know.
Uh,
It's neat looking though.
Samina is here. Samina is from up in Sacramento area, kind of.
Oh, nice.
Kathy says the doctor only wants to hear one thing at a time. That's
true.
That's the problem, because they've slotted 15
Yes.
minutes tops for each patient, or maybe less.
Yeah, I had a doctor tell me that. Too many items on my list.
Yeah. And nobody wants to look at the whole picture.
Exactly. And I needed her to look at the whole. My
And
list
you
was
can
like
go
this
to
long.
a homeopathic doctor, and they will look at your whole profile, but that's out of pocket, because that's
Yeah,
not part of our
insurance don't cover it.
corporate chemical pharmaceutical
That's right.
system.
It-
And
it said that-
Thailand is
Wow.
checking in. Let's see.
Fantastic.
Good morning from
What is
Thailand.
it
I know I have it
talking?
on here. Thailand. No, I
I
don't.
think what Daryl said.
Daryl keeps things interesting. What did he say?
He said if he was talking, all the neighbors would be awake.
I don't think I heard your loud voice when I was there, Daryl. Good morning, Charlie. Scotland is in the house. Wonderful.
Awesome. That's wonderful.
I'm going to get back to Scotland one of these days.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, Sandy. And very expensive, Kathy. That's exactly right. She was talking about, and I'll just a side note, hang on to that thought. I mentioned this on a live stream 2 or 3 months ago, that I was hoping to get this guest who just made a new movie about this very same subject. She wanted to have a baby. She was 40. She's pushing 40, and she wanted to have a baby. And her father was and now I can't remember her name. I'm sorry, but or the name of the film. But her father was a salesman for a big chemical distributor.
Mm.
And so
Not Dow or.
he had always had chemicals around the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so she wanted to know just how toxic she was before she brought this baby into the world. And so she made a movie about this exploration. And my neighbor helped her with some financing, made a donation to help make the film possible, documentary possible.
Nice.
And so she was telling me that the most expensive item, usually it's never this, but in this case, for her film, the most expensive item that she spent to make this film was the blood tests.
Right.
Yeah,
to
that was like
find out.
$2,000 to find out how toxic she really was. And then she went through a whole process of removing this toxicity, and then she had the baby.
Yeah.
So it is possible to remove toxicity, but you got to spend money and you got to work on it.
And you have to find out what in your environment is toxic, because a lot of people don't even know what in their cabinet is toxic. Did you know that I bake all the time? So baking powder has aluminum in it. Did you know that?
Well, yes, I do know that, but I
But
stopped
they have
using.
aluminum-free baking powder.
I've been using aluminum-free
Yeah.
baking powder for
Yeah,
years.
and I didn't know that until, maybe 2 years ago.
Does everybody know that, the brand that I forget the brand because it's been
It's a
so
little red.
I know, but it's been so long since I
I know.
used it, I don't remember the name of it.
We're terrible at brand.
Once I started shopping in a health food store, which
Mhm.
is what I did when I came out here 30 years ago, I stopped using all the big commercial brands.
Oh, wow.
And so
You've been doing this a while.
oh yeah, I followed the organic movement from the
Oh,
beginning.
okay.
From the beginning,
That's
they
why
had.
you're so beautiful.
Oh,
No, seriously. She's so beautiful in real life. She looks better in real life than on the camera, I think.
okay. Let's take a poll. How many people on this live stream have seen me in person? One, Daryl. Who else? Is there anybody else that's actually met me in person? Johnny.
Oh, remember your friend that came recently,
Johnny
and her husband?
Yeah,
She's
not.
Vietnamese.
Yeah, but she's not on right now.
Oh, okay.
Johnny, I will give a tour, but I can't give a tour with my laptop. So that will have to be a separate live stream or a separate video. But I have done that before on live stream. It's very difficult.
You could have someone follow you with the camera.
Someone. I usually have no one here.
do it.
You're here.
I only live a half hour away. Today it took me a whole 20 minutes to get
We're
here.
going
no
to
traffic.
We're going to make. She took how many pounds? Maybe 5, 6, 7 pounds of plums.
Yeah, it came to 14 cups after it was all cut and put into the pot.
Okay, and then you made 5 pints or
5.5 pints of plum jam.
Plum jam, and you brought some, obviously.
Oh, yes.
And we're gonna have a taste test.
It tastes just like fresh plums, by the way.
Oh, fantastic! Well, I
Really
Did you hear me that I harvested 37 pounds yesterday?
I saw it.
Oh, she saw it. Well, it's not all in there. I already gave some of it away.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a lady drive up, which you will see in a future video if I ever get them edited. She came yesterday because I posted on Nextdoor. I don't know if you guys have Nextdoor where
What
you
is
are.
I don't know. Next door.
Kathy, thank you so much. Yes.
Oh, you got to 40K.
I got to 40K 2 days ago. So
Good.
thank you so much. And thanks for everybody who shared my channel. And I have doubled my subscribers in the last 5 months
Fantastic.
which I don't even, I'm so grateful.
That is good.
How's my hearing, Kaye? What are you talking about, Daryl? Let's see.
Right?
Actually, I do have to get my hearing checked.
Deodorant. Yes, deodorant has aluminum.
So Johnny, just stay tuned to my channel. You will see, or just watch my last video. I gave a big complete garden tour video. That was about 3-4 weeks ago. So you'll see it on the thumbnail. I'm standing like this with my orange sweater, and you'll see my entire garden. The first time I've ever done that in one video. So make sure you watch that.
Mm-hmm. So
Good morning, Faithful Flowers. And we're going to get right back to that conversation. Shyla Valley. Malaysia, thank you so much. It's her bedtime.
Yeah, I bet it is.
You must have been tuned in last week because I have Malaysia on here. Thank you for tuning in, and get some sleep, and please watch the replay. Okay.
Thankfully, they make deodorant that doesn't have aluminum in it. I use Schmidt's.
Wait, hang on one second. A good substitute for baking powder is arrowroot powder. Did you know that?
No. I found aluminum-free baking powder, so I just use it.
Is it Bob's?
No, it's
Bob's Red Mill.
No, I think it's a red can. Maybe it's Arrow. I don't know.
Okay, actually, keep telling. Pick it up where you.
Brands aren't good for me.
Pick it up where you left off. Okay, so now you're on 13 medications. Mm-hmm. You're already managed to get married somehow, and you have this wonderful husband who's taking care of you, right?
Well, I was on like maybe 3 when we got married, and one of them, by the way, is Clonopin. Have you ever heard of Clonopin?
Yes.
Benzodiazepine. Please don't ever take a benzo.
That's a class of drugs?
Yes.
Okay.
7 months to taper off of it. But anyways, so that, and then when I got married, of course, I got sicker and sicker and sicker. And then they gave me more and more medications for everything they diagnosed me with. And you know what's amazing is every doctor I went to see I amazingly had what they specialized in.
Yeah,
Every
that's
doctor.
The problem. That's the
they
problem.
diagnosed me with their specialty.
It's not the whole body health. I mean, I had just have a little footnote, or whatever you call a little side note. That's not the word I'm looking for, but at one point I went to my doctor, and he knew I didn't want to take medicine.
Yeah.
But I wanted a diagnosis.
Sure.
And so I'm telling him my problem, and I said, but I don't want to take medicine. And he goes, Kaye, you're tying my hands behind my back. In other words, I can't help you if you don't want to take medicine.
That's it.
I'm going to go look at my aluminum. I'm going to go look at my baking powder. Bob's Red Mill is the one I use. I want to go see. I'm sure it doesn't have aluminum, but I'm going to go see. You continue tell them about benzos and why they should not be taking benzo class of drugs. Okay.
Well, there's support groups on Facebook, and I think that's where I found out about benzos. And I can't tell you all the mechanics of what it does to you inside. Other people have much more information on that. In fact, July the 11th, which is in a couple of days, is World Benzo Awareness Day. So if you go online, Benzo Buddies, Benzo Free, there's like a lot of different, like I said, on Facebook. But I can't tell you what they do to people. In fact, most of the shooters that have shot up, different places in the United States, they were on this type of medication. And you can have withdrawal symptoms if you stop, especially if you cold turkey for a year, 2 years, even more. And so it took me 7 months to taper off with the help of a doctor, because most doctors these days are not aware of benzos and what they do to people. And if you don't taper over a long period of time, and there's a woman that wrote a manual called the Ashton Manual, and it's priceless when it comes to understanding benzos and getting off of them. So Xanax,
what's it called?
Ativan, huh?
What's this thing called? That's priceless.
Oh, the Ashton Manual. That's her last name. She was Dr. Ashton, and she wrote a manual on how to get off of these drugs. And you can also
is it the AshtonManual.com or something?
I don't know.
HTON.
I got it off of support groups on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So,
and what is this? If in case anybody wants to know, what is the most? Where should they start if they're looking for information? Good morning, Eric in San Juan Island.
Let's see. I would go on Facebook right away and type in benzo, and then you'll see a list of different organizations that are fighting against benzodiazepines and the dependence that people. Within 1 week, you can become dependent on a benzo. It's like the worst drugs on the face of the earth. Worse than street drugs of any kind out there. Pharmaceuticals beat them hands down. So tapering is never cold turkey off of a medication. Let me tell you that right now. Never cold turkey.
Right. Hold on 1 second. I just want to say hi to Afifi. And I think Afifi is a regular visitor to my live streams, aren't you? Tell me where you are writing from and what's the weather like there. We're talking about health right now. I have a guest, Lynn Dunlap, right?
Dunlap. Yeah.
Dunlap. Sorry. Rumford. Are you talking Faithful Flowers? Are you talking about Rumford might be the old brand with the aluminum or the one without the aluminum?
Sherry's putting up benzofree.org.
Okay, thank you, Tanya. Hey, I didn't see you yet. Hi, Tanya's here from, I want to say, Indiana.
Oh, someone says, what are benzos? Benzos are benzodiazepine. That's a class of drug. And
it's a class of
drugs.
It's
usually used for anxiety. They were originally meant for anti-seizure medication, but now they use them for everything. They just throw them at you like candy. And they're highly addictive, and they will change you. They will make you into a complete nut, pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good morning, Eddie.
The PDF is found.
Eddie is talking about an avocado tree. Eddie, we're just having a conversation with my guest today, Lynn Dunlap, and she took some of my plums. She's local, a new subscriber to my channel, and she took some of my plums, and she came back with plum jam today, and we're talking about how she transformed her health. She had a number of chronic diseases by the time she started turning things around. So, oh yeah, Daryl, Rumford is the good one, guys. That and it doesn't have. Let's see.
The stripper drug. Strippers can forget. Yes, that's true. I agree.
Let's see.
the
Crystal
stripper drug.
O'Brien also has it in PDF form. What are you talking about, Tanya? I missed
The
something.
Ashton Manual.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna show that. I have to approve all the links, so I was just wanting to make sure. Okay. Oh, thank you, Portia. Okay, so you were talking about Eddie. We're going to get back to talking about gardening, but we're just this was just so important that there's so many people that have chronic disease and they start going to the doctor and they get tripped up because they'll start one medication and the doctor says, well, if you take this, it'll help that.
That's
and
correct.
I mean,
Yes.
I mean, I used to see it just with the simplicity of you get an infection and you take an antibiotic and then you get diarrhea and then you need something to fix
That's
that.
right.
And then you get something else and then you wind up with something else and then you get your
Yes.
you get your gallbladder taken out because this thing's not working, and then you get your something else taken out, and they just keep taking things out and giving you more medicine
Mhm.
until your body just doesn't have any natural
Oh
resources
yeah.
to fight back.
Yeah. So detoxing your house, your environment, your body, your brain, everything to get well. It's great to detox.
Yeah. So
It-
tell us about that. So
well-
tell us about where you got to the point that you said enough is enough. I want to.
Well, I tried to commit suicide
Oh,
and it didn't work. On the benzo, I used a benzo, the one I was taking. I took a whole
Ooh.
bunch one day and ended up face implanted in my bed, all twisted up and couldn't move for hours, and thinking during that whole time, am I going to live or am I going to die? And after that, I just said, you know what, I have to live.
yeah. First of all, you've got a wonderful husband who's
Right,
taking care
but the
of
drugs do so much to your mind. I
you. Oh, I
couldn't.
know. Yeah,
take,
that's the
I
thing. That's
lived
the
in a
thing. You
di-
can't think straight.
I lived in a dark room. I couldn't have lights. I couldn't have sound. I wore hearing protection. You know those ones that they wear at the airport when they bring in the jets in.
Mhm.
I used to sit in my house with those on. I can't handle.
So you're so isolated.
I couldn't handle noise, a vibration, a sound coming through that created vibration would hurt my body.
Wow.
It was horrible. I couldn't take anything. My husband would sit in his room, because he has his own room, and in total silence so that I could have peace. He would just sit in there. No sound on the TV or nothing, no lights on, no nothing. Just, it's amazing what he did. So
I got to meet this guy.
you'll love him. He's
Does
great.
he have a friend?
A
brother?
A younger one who just got married. They're having a baby.
Oh,
But so getting all of the things in your home and like in your food, it took 2 years pretty much. Replacing everything
yeah.
in the cabinet.
But tell them how you made the leap, though. Okay, so you decided to live,
Yes.
but still you needed information.
I found Facebook support groups are amazing. People on the support groups have so many ideas. So if you post something or someone posts something and the responses, you read all the responses down below, you can learn a lot. And you can hook up with people, make friends with them, and then share stories and what they did. And so I just,
You started with Facebook. Well, okay, so Facebook is good for
and
something.
YouTube, actually. YouTube is priceless. I know YouTube has a bad rap sometimes, especially for conservative people. But overall, the platform and what it allows you to do is literally priceless.
Oh, I know.
To find the information that you can find on YouTube. I wanted to fix my refrigerator. YouTube. I saw a guy do it. I went and got the part. I fixed my refrigerator. Saved myself like $1,000. The headlight on my car. I wanted to change the headlight. I would have ruined it completely if I hadn't watched the video first. So YouTube's really great for information. You just type in a little something or other and
That's
stuff
true.
pops up.
That's true. That's true. And all us content creators depend upon support from other people.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a big TV show and you've got your content on YouTube, you've got your support, your financial support from other sources, and they don't need Google ad earnings,
Exactly.
but we do, and we need support. So,
but you guys promote each other so well. It's a great community. I've seen so many other channels and subscribed to them because of what I've seen on other people's channels. Fantastic. Like the couple that you went and saw. The Homesteaders.
Doug and
I
Stacy.
love that. That was great.
Yeah.
So now subscribe to their channel.
I've been in touch with Doug this week, and he's been helping me with my titles. You might have noticed that my videos are getting more views.
It looks good. It really does.
So back to so you made the decision. You started getting information on Facebook, and they sent you to different places, and so you started gathering information. And you made a comment to me that you feel like you're qualified to have a medical degree, that you've done so much studying.
I studied.
But this is what it takes.
I studied
when
cancer,
you're super sick.
I studied everything about the body, how it functions. If you don't understand the whole body, I don't know that you can be successful completely. Cancer is not what people think it is. Cancer is cells. We have cancer cells in our body every single day, all day. Our body knows how to kill them. They don't emit light. They're dark cells. Anyways, so there's ways to get rid of cancer cells.
Hang on one second. We are missing something important here. Okay. Faithful Flowers. Remind me of your name, Faithful Flowers.
Lupus. Yeah, lupus is a toxic.
You're right, Portia. They don't. I know. I have many friends who have no insurance.
President. Oh yeah, I know that one.
Which one are you looking at? Faithful
Flowers.
Yeah. So she has lupus.
Yeah. That's I believe. Do they consider that an autoimmune disease as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty
sure.
Well,
all autoimmune diseases.
I have a friend with lupus.
You can conquer it. I know you can. We have leaky gut. All of our problems start with our leaky gut. And let me tell you, it's very leaky. Genetically modified foods, pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, all that gets in our gut. And what happens is, in our intestinal lining, you've eaten sausage, right?
Charlie, that's true. Are you writing from the UK? Because I want to take a note. If you are, I didn't remember that you were in the UK. He said they're telling people to stop taking antibiotics as they're so overprescribed, they're not working anymore.
Well, if you take an antibiotic occasionally and an older one like a penicillin strain, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been around a long time.
But I don't know that can kill what you've got now.
Yeah, because everything's a super thing now.
Yeah,
I know it's crazy.
See, but
there's natural antibiotics.
Listen to my story.
Garlic. Eat raw garlic every day. You'll stink, but you'll be healthy.
I have take a little issue with that, because there was a guy. I mean, part of my in 2000, my father was dying of cancer. I had a very good friend that was dying of cancer, and I was trying to take her over my green. This is before I started juicing. This was 19 years ago. I took over my green. What did I call it? Beeler broth. Henry Beeler was a doctor, and he wrote a book that's still in print called Food is Your Best Medicine. Mm-hmm. And this was my awakening to food as being medicine.
Juicing is awesome.
Now he had some unusual ideas about all that, but he was a medical doctor in Hollywood, treated stars and all kinds of people. And he would test their urine, determine what was off, and correct their condition with food. Awesome. But he used yeast, and I can't. You'd have to read the book again, because it's been a while. But what he came up with was Beeler broth, what he called Beeler broth, and I would make this. I made this for years, and it's zucchini, green beans, celery. There were 4 green ingredients, and you simmer this in a big pot until it's just like really soft, and then you put it through a blender, and you can eat it. No spices, no salt, nothing, and you can eat it hot or cold.
So cooking it,
and drink it. I mean, you can drink because it's thin, so you can drink it, or you can just eat it like soup. It's like a thin soup, and it's green, and I mean, we would go on vacation, and I would go to the grocery store. You couldn't always get organic, but I'd go to the grocery store. The first thing I would do, if we had a kitchen, I would go to the grocery store, and I would get these 4 things, and I would make this. And my young sons had this all the time. And so I would take this Beeler broth over to my friend it was way too late, but she was dying of cancer. And So this was 2000 was my awakening to all of this kind of thing. And but he was saying, what were you just saying? Garlic. Yeah,
Garlic.
that's how off I'm at. He says in there that garlic and onions are toxic to the body. So I know a lot of people disagree with that.
I disagree with the garlic part. Maybe the onion, I'm not sure, but I highly doubt it. You have to look at food that people have been consuming for thousands and thousands of years too,
Like
and the
raw,
benefits
like
of
raw
them.
honey. Raw
I mean,
honey.
look at the Chinese.
When I'm sick, the first thing I reach for is my raw honey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honey is an antibiotic.
Yeah.
People don't even know that.
Raw honey.
Yes, raw honey. I'm sorry, unprocessed.
Yeah, you have to be very careful about your honey. Eat organic, today, but because so much of our honey today is imported. It's imported from China.
Ooh, we don't want China.
And it's not only is it diluted, but it's got stuff in it.
Yeah. Local.
You got to be very careful about
local raw honey, the best. Yeah. If you can find local people,
that's the best
to buy from. Yeah, absolutely. And then you have to think: we live in an environment that's symbiotic. Our bodies work with our environment, with whatever the microbes in our soil.
Eric is pointing out, stop using antibacterial soap.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I never use
I don't have any antibacterial sprays or soaps or deodorant. Nothing.
Never. I got rid of that stuff a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't even use deodorant. I use the little.
I was the hand gel person. Remember the hand gel? It came in the little bottles. Hand sanitizer. They used to give them out everywhere you went.
That can blind you if it gets in your eyes. It can blind you. That's how strong that is.
I used to put that on my hands every day, several times a day.
I know. This is the thing. Is we need healthy germs in our
yes, we do. We need to get in the dirt too. Being in the dirt is so healthy for you. Those microbe. Dr. Zach Bush. Have you ever heard of him?
Yes, we've talked about Zach Bush. My brother, my son was here and he talked about it.
What's that guy that he hooks up with sometimes? Can't remember his name, but yeah, working in the soil, the gut microbe, all that.
Charlie says infections are mutating or bacteria is mutating.
Oh yeah, don't go to the hospital because they have the worst ones in the hospital. More people die of infections they get at the hospital than anything that they went to the hospital for.
I'm just trying to catch up on comments. So we're let's see, get back on our thread. So you had gone to Facebook, you had found out a lot of information, you're finding out more information. At what point did you start to see a shift, or did you make big changes? And what were the first big changes you made?
Getting the medication out of my life was first and foremost. Then I went to all organic food, but I did it over a period of time because it's expensive to take everything out of your cabinets, throw it in the garbage, and replace it. So we used what we had, and then every time I went to the grocery store, the what we put in the cabinet was organic. So now in my house, every single thing on the shelf is 100% USDA certified organic, and a lot of it has the non-GMO certification as well, and any other certifications you can get, like on meat, you can get more certifications.
We'll talk about meat in a second. I wanted to point out Eric. First of all, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's really heartbreaking. That same exact thing happened to a kid and he's not a kid, but he's my son's age. He was in grade school with my son, so he would have been 28, and same thing happened to him. He had a lot of he was a small person, and he had a lot of one year he had 5 broken bones. I don't know, it just things would he would have this physical, and I don't know why, but anyway, he got I went to his memorial service, and I just couldn't believe it because I remembered him as being this kid. I mean, he had a loving family, very strong family unit, and very plenty of money. They didn't have financial issues or anything like that. But he went off to college, and I guess he had some physical pain in his body, and some doctor got him on oxy, and it wasn't long before he went to heroin. So I talked to his friend who was at the memorial service afterwards, because I was just trying to understand. I said, how does this happen? This is like this Christian family that just I mean, it can happen to any religion,
to anybody,
anybody. But I said, but what was the process? How did and he said, that his own girlfriend had died the same way. His good friend that spoke at the memorial service, and he said it happens that you get on oxy and you get hooked on it, and one day the doctor gets a little worried and goes and says, I can't give you any more, and then they go on the street.
They don't taper people off.
Heroin is cheaper and easier to get, but
they don't explain what's going on and why they need to take. They need to taper off, not take you off. That's wrong.
Well,
this is what sends people to the street.
Well, they have the makers of oxy have been sued.
They've all been sued, and you know what? All these drugs that were sued for are still on the market.
Take
the one I was taking, Clonopin. There was a lawsuit in the UK back in the 90s. It's and here we are today, still battling it.
I want to mention out that Faithful Flowers. Tell me your name again, because I can't remember. She's mentioning that oil of oregano is also good, and I'm not sure what you were saying that was good for. But hi, Romanshu Thakur, and please remind me where you're writing from. I'm taking notes of all of the countries outside of the U.S. Lori, I can't either. Diana Tony Braxton suffers from something.
There's a
MS.
question: what is leaky gut? And I want to get back to that.
Yeah, we need to get that. Yeah, absolutely.
So
so Faithful Flowers has lupus. Diana has lupus, I believe. Okay. And Kathy is saying that's what she had to do when she got sick too, which is what, because we're moving so fast. I'm not sure.
Our intestines. If you've ever had sausage, you can see how thin the casing is on the outside of a sausage. You can see right through it. That's our gut.
Wait, Christina says paternal grandmother had lupus and ended up dying. Wait, she ended up dying to do an overdose. Wait, I'm not sure what you said there, Christina.
Faithful Flowers. My name is Diana.
Yeah, I got that. Okay. Diana, help me remember that. See, gardening, I hope. Yes, gardening does help.
Yes.
It's
gardening
one aspect.
Yeah.
But you got to get detoxed first. And Kathy, what did you have? And Romanshu, where are you from? And we're going to talk more about the leaky gut. India, thank you. Yes, I think I've already checked India. No, I haven't. Thank you for tuning in from India. Let's see. Christina's talking about leaky gut. Lori has MS, and I've been off all medications for about 4 years and feel better now. I'm gardening again. That is fantastic. And so let us know. But she cannot tolerate raw garlic. Let's see.
I'm going to help these people out with that product that I used when we get to the end of this.
Tanya is suggesting fermented raw garlic because Doug and Stacy have a video on that.
Also, sauerkraut, really good for you.
Let's see. Oh, it jumped. Oh, jumps like that. You can, okay, I'm going to try to catch up on this and I'll interrupt if I see a question. Okay, so now you're on your path to recovery. How long did it take? How did the progress?
Let's talk about leaky gut just for a second.
Let's talk about leaky gut.
Okay, so our intestinal wall, when we digest our food and it gets down to the very lower ends of our intestines, it gets absorbed through these little doors. There's little doors that open and close, and they're the right size to allow the particles of digested food into our bloodstream. I mean, what I mean by digested food, when it gets totally broken down into its very smallest parts, it gets absorbed into our bloodstream. It's the nutrients for our body. It gets moved around. I
want to say hi to Amy. I think you've just tuned in. Amy, where are you writing from? Go ahead.
Okay. So what happens is when we eat genetically modified foods and have foods laced with pesticides and herbicides and all that, it loosens the doors and they get really open and they let in undigested food into our bloodstream and larger particles that don't belong. And that's where the toxins and everything, and because it's in our blood, it can pass through the blood-brain barrier and get right into the brain.
Hold it. Beth, so many times I've had to wait for my doctor appointment because the pharmaceutical rep comes in first and got to wait till he sees. Go ahead.
Someone said something about colonoscopies advisable for people over 40. Yeah, well, I read an article about that the other day, and they're causing more infections by doing colonoscopies on people that don't really need them. I had 4 polyps removed one time, tiny little things.
It was
They
not
don't
necessary.
usually turn into anything.
No, it was not
Yeah,
necessary.
so that's a big scam. Colonoscopies,
It's
moneymaker.
it's not a scam.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say
but
that.
there is a medical. Unfortunately, it's not covered by insurance yet, but it will be, I'm sure.
Mhm.
But there is a new process now called virtual colonoscopy, and I just had
Oh,
one.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
and they do not put you to sleep, and
Oh,
they do not put a scope up inside you
fantastic.
because, like you say, those polyps are usually benign and they don't need to be cut.
Well, on the instruments themselves that they
And
place in you have
the
that
instruments are reused,
right. Yeah.
sterilized but
And they carry
reused.
super bugs on them.
Yeah, so you have to. I'm not suggesting that you not get
Right.
one, because
Because
if you're over 50, you should definitely have one. Uh, but you should definitely have one if the new virtual colonoscopy is available
I'm
in
glad
your
they have it.
area.
That's really
But it's
good.
not cheap and it's not covered.
Right.
Well, it is not covered by Medicare.
Oh.
Um,
But normal
or
insurance might
Medicaid or
carry, yeah.
whatever, but normal insurance might give you something back. So I encourage everyone who's over 50
That sounds a
who's not
much
had.
better idea.
Oh, it's so much better idea,
Yeah.
because what happened is I could see not only the inside of my colon,
Mhm.
but I could see all the other organs
All
around it.
right. Good.
Yeah, I even up towards my heart and everything. I mean, you
Wow.
could see it, and I got a like perfect score.
Is
Those
that
are,
our parrots?
yeah, they're parrots.
We love our parrots.
Okay, let's see.
Look at them.
Yeah, I thought it was 50, Portia, but okay. Kathy, oh my God, Kathy had a heart attack and cancer.
Oh my.
Okay, I want to hear more about that, Kathy. Let me just catch up here and see what we're missing out. See, it jumps.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can heal our gut by getting rid of genetically modified foods.
Eric, I totally agree. He says thousands of people are in prison for smoking a joint, and pharmaceutical companies and doctors. I think they cause death. And we could say that they murder, but
they have murdered millions of people, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay, so Christina's asking, so what happens as a result of leaky gut?
Okay, so toxins get in our body that would never have been they don't belong in our bloodstream. And so usually toxins are filtered through your organs, your kidneys and your liver. And that's where they belong, in your gut, not outside of it. And so what in our gut is so much bacteria. The bacteria that's in our gut, it actually communicates with our brain. It tells our brain all kinds of stuff. In fact, our body is only part us. If it wasn't for the other things that live in us, we wouldn't be alive. Seriously.
You mean like healthy bacteria?
Yes. And bacteria can be genetically modified by putting genetically modified food in there. It picks up that trait. I don't know how it does it, but it can modify itself because it's a one-cell organism.
What is?
Bacteria.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's why it can do this, but it genetically can modify the bacteria in your gut. And so it can no longer tell your brain what to do. And your brain can't communicate with it because it's no longer the same thing.
Wow.
So we get this breakdown. And when the brain can't tell the body what to do, you're just going to break down.
What were you saying was the drug that you use for seizures?
Oh, Klonopin.
That's the typical one.
The benzo. Well, they use
because I have
Xanax, Ativan, and people talk about Xanax like it's like a wonderful thing. It cracks me up, but not in a funny way. That's how my nervousness
the thing
comes
is,
out.
the problem is if somebody is, for whatever reasons, financial reasons, family reasons, stress, whatever, really depressed, and the doctor, of course, is going to recommend one of the what are the class of drugs are those?
Benzodiazepine.
Wait, excuse me, Xanax is a benzo?
Yes.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never taken that.
What we need
And
is
I've had
is
my share
help.
of depression.
If we have troubles in life, we can get if you learn how to cope. There's coping mechanisms for everything. And if you talk to the right person, they can help you through whatever you're going through. Some people even use tapping. Have you heard of the tapping technique?
No,
Yeah, they tap like this with their finger to get through something. Yeah, they tap. It's a whole technique that people do.
I think I do that unconsciously.
Yeah. And there's different people let things bother them that really don't need to bother them. Try laying in bed for 8 years and get up and see if those things bother you that used to bother you. They don't. You don't care about a lot of things. I'm telling you, what people think about you, jobs, whatever. It just goes over my head now. Don't care.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
all the things
wonderful.
that used to bother me, they just don't anymore.
Christina, did we answer, because I've been back and forth and I've lost my
sorry.
concept. No, it's me. I was asking Christina, have your questions been answered about leaky gut? Because the comments kind of stopped, and either we were incredibly engaging and captivating, or they left. There's 41 people on. Everybody hit that like button if you haven't already. That's what I'm saying, Kathy, is my mother has really gone downhill, and it's since she had the UTI and they gave her this antibiotic. But when they're in assisted living, it's
they just give them whatever. Yeah. You don't really have a choice.
Yeah, and I'm not there, and I feel horrible because I'm not close by, and I don't know what to do about that. She's in Nashville.
Oh, wow. That's a little distance.
Yeah, and I have to stay in a hotel when I go there, so it's expensive, and it's just, except now I'm going to stay at Daryl's Airbnb out in Cookville, right, Daryl? Daryl, you got that Airbnb kind of set up already, or?
Let's hit on environmental toxins and what they do to your body, not just toxic wise, but hormonal wise. Fabric softener? Do you use fabric softener?
Of course not.
Okay, don't use fabric softener. It messes with your hormones. I live next door to a laundromat.
When you say fabric softener, what is
fabric sheets that you put in?
Oh, the sheets. Oh, forget it.
The sheets, those have chemicals in them that mess with your hormones.
Okay.
Perfume. Anything that's a fragrance that's not natural will mess with your hormones.
I can't handle
perfume.
Yeah, well, Denora used to come on Fridays, and she likes to wear perfume. And one day I had her in tears, and I felt so
she's
bad
such
about
a sweet
it.
lady too.
She is. So she met her yesterday or day before. Yeah, she is. She's like part of my family. She's come here for one day a week for like 15 years or something. Anyway. But she likes to wear, so she would come in here, and my whole house has this smell, and it affects me. It makes me anxious.
Yes.
And I can't stand it.
Right.
And so now I've rented a room to this young student, and she comes in she shops at Costco. What's the one that has the Kirkland products? Is that Costco? Yeah.
Sam's Club?
No.
Oh, must be Costco then.
Yeah, Costco, I guess.
Or you know what? I think it's what's that other one?
Yes, Tanya said Costco. Yeah, so she comes in here with this, and you go to Costco, you buy everything in big sizes.
Yeah, it's huge.
She comes in with this enormous thing of detergent, and she's using it in the bathroom, and the entire first floor of my house, she goes off and leaves for 12 hours. And I am here working and in my home, and the whole house smells like this detergent the entire day. And I said, you have to get rid of that. I cannot have that in my house. I'm sorry. And so we go down there, or she goes down there, and there's like one option of detergent in all of Costco that doesn't have that's not a chemical.
Yeah.
It says it's not a chemical product. I don't believe it. It still has a smell to it.
Right.
And she's using the fabric sheets.
Oh no.
Okay, so since she's been here, and I'm sorry to talk about her with her not being here, but she has suffered from so many allergies.
Yes.
Hives.
There you go. And it's
all
all from these chemicals. Absolutely.
And the thing is, she stopped all this, but she's still having these issues. And so she doesn't equate it with all of this other stuff.
Oh, but once it happens, how you get rid of the toxicities in your body, she has to get rid of the toxins. They're in her.
Oh my God. Well, Denise, you have to offer me a family rate, and I'm going to come to your Airbnb the next time. Well, I'm coming at the end of August. I just don't have my ticket yet. Okay, so Emily's asking, what can you suggest for a substitution of fabric softener? I don't use anything.
You know what? I dry all of my clothes on low, and it doesn't build up as much friction and static. That's it. That's all I do.
I haven't used fabric softener in.
They make a couple of different products that you can put in your dryer.
Years.
Wool balls.
That's what I have.
Wool balls. They sell them at the store. They also have magnets.
I'm going to go get mine.
Big giant magnets that they sell that are covered so it doesn't mess up the inside of your dryer, and you can stick it to the dryer, and that will, I guess, take away the static electricity too. But I just dry on low. That's it. And everything's fine. So let's see. Where was I at on the gut? Oh, yeah. So we're communicating, and so I got all the chemicals out of my life, out of my food. Fluoride. Here's the other thing we need to get rid of.
Hang on before you get into fluoride. That's a big topic.
She got her wool balls. See, this is what you put in your dryer.
Okay.
They're squishy.
Right. This is what do you call it? Wool.
This is real wool. Yeah.
You make them with a needle. Oh, why can't I think of the name of it? It's called. No, you take wool and you
poke it
with a needle,
really?
and it's called felting.
Oh,
these are felted wool balls that I bought. In fact, I was wearing this shirt, guys. If you go back to season 1 of Late Bloomer, I went to the Arts and Ag farm tour in Hickman County, Tennessee. And it was a sheep farmer, and she had products there that she had made.
Awesome.
I bought 3. I bought a little one for my cat to play with, and then I bought 3, and I lost one of them, disappeared somewhere. These go in your dryer. They take out static electricity. There's no chemicals, and this is what you have to get. Now, who asked that question? That was.
You can get everything online. Just type in wool balls.
Denise is saying, this is the most interesting and educational live stream ever. Thank you, Kaye and Lynn. Everyone needs to share with family and friends. Thank you, Denise. Please share this. How can one detox from environmental toxins like dryer sheets? Christina, have you been using
them?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but how do you get that out of your body? Teresa has joined us. Teresa, I'm trying to remember where you are.
I think that juicing, over time, your body will detox if you quit putting junk into it, just naturally. But you can juice.
Wait. Garage Greenhouse is saying rosemary, lavender with wool balls. So you're saying you put because I have the essential oils, obviously.
Nice.
You put rosemary and lavender drops on here, right?
Yeah.
And then put them in the dryer, and then not only does it take out static electricity, but it makes everything smell good.
Yeah, I love that.
And if you want to order the best essential oils for your dryer balls or for any other reason, please contact me, because I am a Young Living and
I'm ignorant about essential oils.
Okay.
Out of all the things I know, I know very little.
Look at the information we're going to exchange with one another. It's incredible. It's incredible. I'm just going to keep talking.
Okay. So
they didn't go away. It's just
hopefully most people know about fluoride. They put it in water, even in bottled water. I have a whole list at home of bottled waters that are good and bottled waters that are bad.
I did not know that they were putting it in bottled water.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to have more information on Young Living essential oils, I just put my link there, so contact me through that. Good morning, Felice. Felice has just joined. You're going to have to catch up on this, Felice, because Felice is way ahead of most people, because she had cancer when she was 26. And so she's already gone on her health journey. In fact, Felice cooks for people who are sick.
Oh, beautiful.
So
unfortunately, our pharmaceutical industry is so powerful. They've pushed out all holistic doctors out of the United States.
Johnny, that's my link right there. So go there. And you can also send me an email to latebloomershow.com/contact and send me an email, and I'll email you and I can tell you about it. And then original next.
What do you use to brush your teeth, by the way? I use baking soda for everything in my house. I clean with it.
Wait,
I drink it.
Let's see.
Yeah, vinegar's good.
Okay, see you, Portia. Take care. Portia thinks that we're giving medical advice, and so she's going to check out. We're not giving medical advice. We're just telling people that she has learned through her medical
I'm
journey.
sharing my experience.
Sharing her experience. So
and my opinion.
and your opinion. And that's fine. And everybody has an opinion. And, this cannot hurt anybody. This is not medical advice.
I would never tell someone to not follow their gut and go. If you want to go to a doctor and you want to take medication, that's your business. I wouldn't. Like I said, all I'm going to do is tell you what I went through, what I learned, and then you can take that information.
Arizona. Yes, of course, Teresa. I know that. Let's see. Good morning, Bella's Patio Garden. We're just talking to Lynn about her health journey.
Fluoride is not naturally occurring. Fluoride is a toxic waste product from mining.
She says fluoride is naturally occurring.
It is not.
Well,
it's a waste product from mining.
Not only that, but fluoride might be naturally occurring in the atmosphere.
Okay, that's like saying aluminum is naturally occurring. Yeah, but it's all in nature. Aluminum is always bound to another thing. It's never found alone. That's why they mine aluminum. So anytime that everything in our environment is kind of natural and there, but it doesn't get in our body like aluminum. We wouldn't absorb very much aluminum in our body because of the way it's found in nature. It's only until you mine it and then put it in our body. That's when it becomes toxic and neurotoxin. So, yeah.
Well,
the same thing with fluoride. It's a toxin, a bad one.
Yeah.
They wear hazmat suits to put that in our water, by the way.
They do?
Yes. The men that transfer fluoride to our water systems wear hazmat suits. It's very dangerous. In fact, I don't know if this is absolutely
my understanding is the reason that let's see. Isn't it a byproduct of aluminum manufacturing?
Yeah, of mining. Yeah, the mining process.
So
because whenever time they
mining aluminum,
yes,
the fluoride. Yeah. So after the war, they had been mining all this aluminum to make the planes, and Alcoa Aluminum said, "What are we going to do with all this fluoride?"
Yeah.
And they said, "Let's sell it on the public and tell them it's good for your
teeth.
Your teeth."
Because to get rid of toxins, it costs a company huge amounts of money.
Millions and billions.
Yes. So, yeah.
So, hey,
what they convince, all you have to do is tell people. If someone in authority tells people something, they tend to believe it. Just hands down. They don't vet any information.
I bet you if you did a poll that 95% of the people in this country would say fluoride is good for you. Is good for your teeth.
And then the commercials come on and say, dentists recommend it.
Original Next says eating foods that are high in antioxidants and non-inflammatory will be beneficial against fighting against cancer and damage to DNA. And that is so true. And I hope everybody
absolutely.
Saw that. Yeah.
Juicing. That's why juicing is great, because you're getting everything that's fresh. It's not cooked. It's just ready to work in your body. I love juicing.
Thank you, Sherry, for saying that. We're not giving anybody any medical advice. Obviously, Portia thought we were. We're not. We're sharing information, and this is one person's experience.
Yeah.
And where is Greater Accra? Joshua is living at Kokomlem. I can't even pronounce that. Kokolemi.
We have no idea.
In Greater Accra, and I don't know what Greater Accra is, but I want to write that down.
It sounds like one of the South Pacific Islands, but
yeah, I don't know.
I used to live in Hawaii.
Okay. Let's see. So, Tanya, Joshua, let's see, tree oil.
No problem, Charlie.
Lori is talking about tea tree oil, I think. And what were you saying about it, Lori? I'm trying to pick up the thread there.
I've heard of it before.
Well, I have tea tree oil. I use it for a lot of stuff.
Tom's toothpaste. As long as it doesn't have fluoride, you can use any toothpaste you want, pretty much, I guess.
Oh, Emily, absolutely. Never use fabric softener again. It's you don't need it. It's a waste of money.
Yeah,
I mean, I probably spent $10 for 3 of these.
And they last forever.
That was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And so Garage Greenhouse is talking about Berkey water. I thought it was Berkeley,
Oh,
but I thought
yeah. No, it's Berkey.
Berkey?
And they're really fantastic. I don't have one, but they're really fantastic. We use a 0 water filter in our
Chlorine
house.
carbon is our water. Your water is horrible. Remind me where you are, Garage Greenhouse. Are you in? No, wait. I always get you confused with Haffey in Colorado.
Ours is horrible. Our water that comes out of our faucet, it's so toxic that our dish drainer gets rusty almost. I buy dish drainers all the time because they rust up.
The rubber coated ones, or
I don't get the rubber. Well, it doesn't matter what kind. It eats right through everything and rusts. I don't care what it is. In the bathtub, whatever. It's just it's the worst, horriblest water. 0 water comes with a little tester that you can test your water to see how many dissolved particles are in it. Ours was off the charts.
0 water. I didn't know.
You've
this.
never heard of this?
I've heard of 0 water, but
it's
I haven't.
It's a filtration system for your countertop.
Oh! I see what you mean. It's a
5-stage filter inside.
Okay, I don't have that. I don't know.
And it comes with a little tester. So parts per million or whatever it is, you put in the water, and the first time it comes through, it's 0. But if you test the water that comes out of the faucet, we were over 500 compared to 0. I guess their chart, like bad water, is like 300. We were at 500.
This is our LA water.
Yeah, Los Angeles. Very bad.
Lori, thank you.
Oh, and you can smell our water too.
Good.
You can smell the chlorine in it.
Of the Berkey. I use Tom's toothpaste. Yeah, Beth, look and see if Tom's still owns Tom's, because a lot of them get bought out. A lot of these environmental products that started out, hunky dory, like 7th generation, I have been using since the beginning. Well, that was bought out by
Johnson & Johnson.
No, it starts with a U. Unilever.
Oh, Unilever.
Yeah,
great.
Huge corporation. So now you think you're buying these wonderful environmental products, but you're really just making a huge corporation richer. So I try to still find products that are small companies with, just like Whole Foods. Look who owns Whole Foods now. Amazon.
That's so sad.
The richest guy in the world owns Whole Foods.
Thankfully, they still carry good products.
Yeah, they do.
If I want organic meat, a roast or something, which is very occasionally, I'll go over there and get one.
Yeah, Daryl, very good point. Daryl said arsenic is naturally occurring too, but it would be bad to add it to everyone's water.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. I like that.
Let's see. Water to go. Original Nexus recommending water to go filtration system. Travis, that's right. But you're not Travis Ward, because Travis Ward is following me too, and that's a different Travis, I think. Let's see. Sherry says Berkey was the best investment she ever made.
Oh, yeah.
Her animals drink it, and I water my indoor plants with it. I really should do that.
I only give my cats filtered water. And
me too.
And organic
but I have I've been using a company called too many names.
I know. Products and more products.
I've been using a certain water filter under my kitchen sink.
Oh, you have an in-house water filter, right?
Yeah, for a long time. And I just think, I have so little, as you will see when we do our cooking video, so little kitchen space, counter space. I have no room for a water bottle. I have no room for a filter.
You think you have little? You should see.
I know she has a tiny kitchen. So
my kitchen is 7. It's a I guess a galley kitchen. So on one side is this, and you have a little walkway in the middle, and the other side. So it's like 7 feet long. My kitchen. Whole 7 feet.
Der Fremdi, are you in Germany? I think that they've just tuned in. Der Fremdi. I'm trying to remember where you.
Well, it depends on what kind of soap.
It depends on what kind of soap it is.
I'm using soap that my mother-in-law makes.
Yeah, I use handmade soaps. One bar will last for a long. You know what I've stopped using? I've recently stopped using this. Actually, it's so convenient to have a pump once you get used to the hand soap in a pump by the sink, it's hard to go back to
Yeah, to a
washing your
hand. I
hands
agree
with
with
a
you.
bar soap.
Because it's always wet and it's
it's always wet and slimy and
I agree.
and it's not necessarily
I
sanitary.
agree.
But it's so much cheaper.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've been buying the natural hand soap replacement refills, but even that, that's like $20, and that fills up the my because I got 4 of them going at all times, and it's expensive.
It is.
And a bar of soap will last a long time.
It does.
Tanya has just pointed out that now who are we talking about? Is owned by Tom. Yeah, Tom's has been bought by Colgate Palmolive.
Coconut oil, turmeric powder, peppermint. Very good.
Where are we?
Right here. Organics.
Original next says toothpaste, coconut oil, turmeric powder, peppermint. Very good. And use
wheatgrass as a mouthwash. Oh, nice.
Wheatgrass. How do you use wheatgrass as a mouthwash?
I don't know.
You know what
tell her to put the recipe.
I am not an expert at all.
I just use baking soda
on Ayurvedic, but
so
my friend is in Phoenix is an Ayurvedic. I hope I'm saying that right. Practitioner, and she does a coconut oil. You put coconut oil, a spoonful of coconut oil in your mouth, and it's called something, and you do that every morning when you get up, and you leave it in your mouth for at least a minute, and then you spit it out, and it's supposed to clean out your mouth.
Oh, my dad turned me onto it. I use Tropical Traditions.
What's that? For
the brand of coconut oil. I order it online. And have it delivered.
I see.
It comes,
I just use the the one I use is, I think it's Dr. Bonner's, has so many natural soaps and everything. And they have coconut oil. And I like it because it has a wide mouth jar and I can actually reach my hand in and get some. Arizona water smells too. Yes, I'm sure. Let's see.
Once you get away from chemicals, you can smell them like that.
Bella says that Dr. Bonner's soap is pure, but she finds it very drying.
Oh.
And,
my mother-in-law's
Original
soap
Next
is
says painkillers damage your kidneys. So much. Your kidneys are the filter to your body. It's your first line of defense. And my father died of kidney cancer. And it started in his kidneys. And he was a smoker. And he also, his business was automotive, so he had a garage.
A lot of chemicals.
And I remember so well going, I love the smells. I'd go down to his garage and I would smell that oil.
Isn't that funny?
I would smell the gas.
I love gas.
In the back, they were painting a car, and it was just
funny.
I in the summer, I would go in the parts department and help him do his
that
inventory.
Is too funny.
And I loved all those smells.
Me too.
And then his passion was his passion was NASCAR.
Oh, I love NASCAR. That's so.
And so we would go to every July the 4th. We're at the Daytona Beach Firecracker 400,
fun.
And we'd be down on the track, and every weekend we'd be in Nashville. They had a little racetrack. I don't know if they still do.
Oh, they have a racetrack everywhere in the
Nashville
South.
Speedway. Yeah,
the South has a racetrack in every town.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And we'd go to Talladega. We'd go to the Atlanta 500. We'd go to Talladega 500. We'd go to Nashville. Where else did we go?
I was at the first race that they did in the new track that they built in Fort Worth, Texas. I was living there at the time.
But he died of cancer. So I mean, your body can only handle so much toxicity. His mother died of cancer as well. And ironically, his father was also a Chevrolet dealer and did all that too. And he lived to 88 and he smoked his whole life.
I smoked for 30 years.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that was part of your toxicity.
Of course it was.
Oh my gosh.
I had bone loss in my jaws because of smoking.
Oh my god!
The dentist told me that I was. Well, you can see I lost a lot of teeth. You can see the.
Okay, we don't have to show all of that.
Exactly. But I did. I had bone loss.
But it's good to know. It's good to know. That you're so honest and willing to share your story.
And the funny thing about smoking was I kept telling myself when I was younger, I'll quit when I'm 30, and then 30 would come, and then I'll quit when I'm 35. It would just go on and on. but I quit when I was sick. My sickness did a lot to help me, by the way.
He's calling it coconut oil swishing in mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for being on top of whatever, Eric. Thank you for being there. Kevin is here from Florida. Salsuds, Salsuds. And I haven't heard of that one.
What is it?
It's a soap. It's a good soap.
I never heard of it.
Coconut pulling. Yeah, that's what it's called.
I
Diana.
I hadn't heard of that either, doing that with the coconut oil. You smoked up to 2016 and quit. Yeah. And with smoking, the best
who
way
did?
Let's see. Original Next.
Oh,
smoked
my
up into 2016.
Wow. How did you manage to quit Original Next?
Oh, Sherry wants to know how you get rid of toxicity. Well, there's lots of methods. And what I do is I would just Google it. And there's so many different things that you can do to detox. It's just amazing. It's kind of hard to just pinpoint one.
Original Next, you will notice changes if you want to get off bad fats, oils. You can do this for a meal. Sweet potato, no oil, sprinkle an herb on, and cook broccoli, sprouts, carrots, spinach, and garlic. That sounds great. Debbie, I hadn't heard that turmeric would stain your teeth. I don't know if anybody else can confirm or deny that.
I don't think so.
Let's see. And we're waiting to hear how Original Next managed to quit smoking. My father never managed to quit. I tell you what quit my father smoking.
What?
He had a stroke.
Yeah.
And his brain forgot about it.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Forgot about it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But now he's had a stroke.
Yeah.
Let's see. Teresa says she uses Liggett bar soap for her hair with apple cider vinegar rinse. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, her hair does need to adjust. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I used apple cider vinegar one day, and then it felt really greasy afterwards.
Well, the thing is, Sherry,
I didn't understand it.
Sherry's asking about how do you detox? Well, it's a process.
It
and
is.
You can't do it radically.
You can't.
Because if you do it radically, it could really hurt your health.
Well, some people I didn't want to go to extreme lengths because I just wasn't comfortable with coffee enemas. I just can't do coffee enemas.
Not only that, but you're already so sick. You can't do anything radical.
I couldn't.
You've got to do it gradual.
It was gradual.
Once you're already really sick.
And I could see the
Deep
difference.
South is here, Mr. Tom. Hi. Oh, that's fantastic. We have been having the most amazing chat. So please go back and watch it later when you have time, Mr. Tom. Let's see. Hair color is toxic also. And I would say most women, I would say the majority of women probably color their hair. Would you say it's a majority?
Yeah, I think the majority.
Yeah.
I don't.
Most people.
Look at my gray.
Yeah, but
lots of good
your gray is nice. Most people are not happy with their hair color, even when they're younger.
That's because they're not happy with themselves.
That's right.
Don't you just have to love yourself the way you are?
Yes. We'll talk about that another time. But anyway, what was I going to say? But I have been using for 97, 2007, since 20 years. I've been using a brand that doesn't have any of the peroxide or the what
yours looks
ammonia.
Natural,
it doesn't have any.
Her hair looks very natural.
Oh, it is. It is. I don't color my hair.
No.
But if you want to, anybody wants me to give you the name of my hair color brand, let me know. I can't think of it at the moment, but it has no peroxide or ammonia.
That's good. I can't take those smells anyways.
Wait. Mr. Tom says there's a great detox tea for sale at Walmart.
Make sure it's organic. If it has the USD certified organic label on it, that means it doesn't have conventional pesticides on it and weed killer.
Okay, Tanya's making an important point. Mm-hmm. It's a top to bottom thing. You have to rid your house of toxins. Mm-hmm. Don't put them on your skin. Mm-hmm. Buy organic, grow your own food, and so forth. Now, everybody can't grow their own food, unfortunately.
But there's plenty of organic produce available, which is nice.
Which is expensive. And some people can't afford it, and I appreciate that. But
I know.
But hopefully the more people that we educate about organic, I'm doing what I can do. You know, my audience of 44 people, maybe these 44 people will go and say, "Hey, I saw this live stream and I heard about these dryer balls and I heard about."
Well, I gave up on so many things in life to get toxins out. I don't go out to eat anymore.
Yeah.
There's no restaurants that have organic food, so I don't eat out. I make all my own food.
And that's good.
But you know what? There's so many great...
Actually, there are.
Well, there is one in Venice, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just was there the other day. Yeah.
I haven't gone yet. I planned on my birthday, but
It's
instead
good.
I made plum jam.
She made she used my plum jams on her birthday to make jam on her birthday.
And the lemon curd, by the way, is going to have the flavor of your lemons, because your lemons are different than the typical lemons you find in the store.
This is a Meyer lemon. Yeah. Yeah. You don't find Meyer's too much.
It's more
in
like
the store.
an orange lemon.
It's very mild. I was going to say, Original Nick said, I quit by the vapors for 1 week, then just quit. I'm not sure what that means. I quit by the vape.
Did you? You vaped. You know those things where they...
No, I know, but I guess that's what you're saying. You to quit smoking, you vaped for a week and then you just quit altogether. That would be fantastic.
That's good. That's a good.
Let's
thing
see.
to tell people.
And Original Nick says he's used turmeric before. It whitens your teeth. It never yet has stained teeth. That's
Look at Faithful Flowers.
Okay.
Both their
Hang
parents died.
on a second. I have to.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Probably that. Let's see. Hold on a second. Okay. Chicken bone broth or beef or lamb bone broth, super for gut health and brain health.
Oh, yes.
I can't really do lamb. I don't know why. It kind of makes me sick.
I don't have access to too many bones. Here in Los Angeles, getting bones is
it
very
hard?
expensive. My husband is a butcher.
Well,
You think we get bones real
You're
easy.
kidding. You can't get bones?
At his store, getting a bone is... And then if you want... Remember we used to get the old bones, give them to dogs and stuff in the old days? No, that stuff's so expensive now because they want the... they cut them in half and then they bake them for the
Marrow.
The bone marrow.
For who?
So it's become an elite thing for the rich people. They love it.
Oh.
They want their bone marrow. So
Cooked?
now bones...
But they want it cooked?
Yeah, what you do is you cut the bone in half, you lay it like this, and you put it in the broiler or you bake it, and then they eat the bone marrow.
So this is a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing. And now
Boy,
bones are like super expensive here.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
You know how much it cost me to get an organic ham bone to make split pea soup? $18 for a little ham bone. Yes, ma'am.
It has been so long since I bought
crazy.
one. I used to always make split pea soup.
I make
with that.
the best. Oh my God. Our split pea soup, I can everything too. So it's awesome.
Okay. Lori is saying she would suggest using the Diabetic Cleanse, starting with bowel cleanse, just gentle but consistent. Will feel the difference within a month. Did you do a bowel cleanse?
No, juicing was like... This is so funny. The first time I juiced, it was like putting the handle up to the toilet on my side and just going...
No,
and
don't get graphic, please.
Sorry. But no, it was juicing just did it. It was fantastic.
Okay. Moving on. Let's see. Let's see. I typically have a cup of bone broth with organic miso each morning. That's a great
that
idea.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Miso is super good. Christina, great suggestion. Thank you for sharing that. She has a cup of bone broth, organic, hopefully.
Original
with
next.
Organic miso each morning.
Eating right from the garden. I don't want to go back to the bathroom again to talk about it, but the first time I ever ate fresh from a garden, I could see it in the next day in the toilet.
Okay, thank you. Yes, you can.
That's why when you're buying something in a store, you know that it's degraded to a certain degree, the nutrient value, right?
I know.
So eating fresh out of the garden is the best.
I put it on yesterday. I put it on Nextdoor that people could come by and buy my plums. And I know I know I was asking a lot, but I know figs.
But this is organic.
But I know figs go in my store for $5.49 a pound at least.
Yeah.
And in my organic store. and everything's or all the produce is organic. You don't even have to worry.
Exactly. That's
You
the
walk
co-op
into the
I go
store,
into.
the co-op.
Yeah, we
You
shop
go
at the
in,
co-op.
everything is organic.
I don't worry about nothing. I just
No.
shop. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, I remember about 3 years ago, I went in and I said, "Are the such and such organic?" You know, some produce, and he goes, "Everything's organic."
Yep.
I'm going,
Yeah. We
I
just
have
go in and
we don't have
shop.
to think
That's
about it.
great.
And so, what was I just saying? Why'd I bring that up? Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
fresh.
price. So
Oh,
I
the
put it on
price.
Nextdoor, and I said, I have fresh picked today plums. Today only, you can come by my garden and buy fresh plums for $5 a pound.
That's not bad.
I know it's probably more than people think about wanting to spend, you know, because you could probably get plums for what, $2
Oh,
or $3.
yeah, but they're poison.
But I mean, if you went into even our store, how much would
Oh,
plums
I
be?
don't.
That'd be
You know
$4
what? I haven't
a
even
pound,
seen
wouldn't it?
plums up there.
I know you don't see them that often because they're so perishable.
Yeah, they're very perishable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought, hey, you know, it's Sunday, people will be out, and one person came by, one person, and I said, and she came up with her one set of her twins. She has two sets
Oh,
of
wow.
twins
2.
and another
Wow.
daughter.
That's fantastic.
And she comes, you'll see her in a future video. I took a little clip of her. And so I said, well, how many pounds do you want? I said, how much money do you have on you?
Yeah, right. Take them all.
How much cash do you have? So I gave her like, I think she took 7 pounds. No, she took 6 pounds.
Really?
And she said she didn't have $30 on her. I said, well, do you have a 20? And she said yes. And so I gave her 6 pounds.
Awesome.
So
what is she going to do with them? Did she say?
they're just going to eat them.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think she said she was going to broil them for dinner.
Oh, fantastic.
Let's see. Lori said, also, you may not think it's affecting you, but ask your loved ones to watch for difference. You will be surprised.
Oh, yeah. My husband, he saw the differences. Especially when I was very toxic, my eyes were very dark. There was like no light in them. I would look in the mirror and go, what happened to your eyes? You know? And now, it's amazing the change. Can you
Original Next says organic isn't always the best. Well, then you're getting into talking about the USDA organic standards. And yes, you're right.
Well, it's better than conventional. And if that's all you have access to, then that's what you have to buy.
Right. Exactly. But of course, if you can get it from your own garden, that is the best. Lots of detoxifying teas. Also, apple cider vinegar. I do apple cider vinegar, a tea, like about 2 teaspoons in 16 ounces of water. The first thing when I get up in the morning, that's what I have every single day. And like I said, I just had a colonoscopy, and everything's clean as a whistle. So
awesome. Did you have to do the?
Oh yeah, you still have to do all that. That stuff
gross.
is. Yeah. Ever-growing couple of herbs and whistles. That's right. Tanya's saying.
Okay, milk. Let's talk about milk. Oh. I was lactose intolerant my whole life.
Is Jack here? Jack Rudden? Did he tune in? Eric? I missed him. Oh, Jack is here. Oh, he was out trimming bushes. For Durfremdy, tell me where you're from again, because I missed it. South Africa. Oh. Andre Vissi here is from South Africa. And I have South Africa on my list, I think. If I don't, I'm going to write it down. Thank you for tuning in. Please go back and watch the rest of this conversation about getting healthy after being toxic. And
well, I'm going to talk about milk for a minute.
Durfremdy says he's quite, I'm assuming that's a he, I don't know. I'm quite sure I have developed the wheat intolerance because of Monsanto.
Yeah. Let me tell you. Well, you know, why don't you talk about the wheat that we use? Acorn?
Yeah, I've talked about it before.
Oh, you have?
Einkorn.
Okay.
Yeah, Einkorn.
Yeah. You can't use
Teresa,
wheat.
yes, these are available for order. And the way I am just starting merchandise, but if you want to get one now, you can do I know it may sound like a lot, but it is a custom mug. It's $40 donation that covers the shipping, the making, the products, and all of that, and puts about $6 in the late bloomer fund.
It's a nice hefty mug.
If you want to do that, all you have to do is go to my PayPal link, which is it's at the top of the very top of this live chat, make a $40 donation, and I'll have my potter make it. And you can choose this in this color, which is kind of a magenta cranberry color, or you can get it in the color of green. It's sort of like a leaf. And Mark Valerie is one of my favorite subscribers, and he got it in green, and it looked really good. I didn't see the green, but if I see that donation on PayPal, then I'll make sure and make that order for you. And if anybody else wants one, of course, it's much faster for her to do. She doesn't have her own kiln, so it's if she can do 5 at a time, then then the first person that wants one will get theirs a lot sooner. So anyway, thank you for that. Okay, now,
so milk.
Bone broth is key for your health. Did you know that if you have toilet issues, it can bleed from the gut into the blood, causing poisoning? Bone broth heals gut damage.
Oh, really? Didn't know that.
That's fantastic. And let's see. You
want me to talk about milk?
Well, Daryl is saying Defremdi organic milk is from grain-fed.
Well, that's why I was going to talk about it. He was asking is grain or...
So, Daryl, your point is that organic milk, you can't just say that. I don't think that organic milk is from grain-fed cows, because some organic milk might be.
You just want non-GMO organic feed if it's not grass-fed. Cows that graze just eat grass. But sometimes during the year you don't have grass available. They have to give them grain.
No, they don't.
They don't?
No, my son is in this business.
Yes. Oh, well, tell me.
No, it's a big subject, but and he is not in dairy. He's in beef.
Okay.
Beef cattle for consumption.
Mm-hmm.
But moms and calves are always on grass.
Yeah.
They supplement them with grain and various stuff. They don't have to, but organic standards allow them to.
Right.
But they actually are selling organic milk now that says lifetime grazed on grass.
My milk comes in the glass container with the cream on top.
No, I know, but does it say lifetime grazed?
Well, I use I don't know if it says lifetime, but I use
because just the grass-fed label on beef does not mean that they were not fed that they were not fed grain or finished on a feedlot.
I gotcha.
And what you don't want is beef that's finished on a feedlot. That's beef.
Right.
On the dairy side, it's different, because moms and calves, they have to have grass. All calves start out on grass.
Well, when I was a child, I had horrible lactose intolerance, to the point where I was in the nurse's office in elementary school all the time with gas pains and having to lay down and go home, all kinds of stuff.
I know, Teresa. It's so expensive. It's actually hard to find a place where you can get an all organic meal, and it would be $100.
Oh, it is.
Probably.
We only have one restaurant in Los Angeles that I know of, and you know how big Los Angeles is.
And Tanya says, don't ever feel badly if you can't grow all your food, because you can be growing microgreens or sprouts in the window. You can do something, even if you don't have a garden.
Even if it's a little bit. So most people suffer lactose, a great majority of the population suffers from lactose.
And Daryl makes a good point that we hear a lot, is like they go, organic's so expensive, but have you priced out cancer?
Yeah, exactly. My milk only costs me $1 more than conventional milk, and I don't think that's a big deal.
Well, I buy raw milk, and it's a fortune, so I don't drink that much of it. Turmeric is also antiviral and has properties of antiviral and antibiotic, but turmeric combined with black pepper
is a big difference. Yeah,
is a big
Black
difference.
pepper will help it absorb into the body.
And Andre is saying why, but Andre, so many people are talking now. I don't know what the whole question is.
Okay.
So what? Ask your question again, Andre.
So I was lactose intolerant my whole life, in pain. It was horrible. I couldn't do anything with milk until I found whole milk that was straight from the cow. in a glass bottle with cream on the top. And now I have no problems. I can drink milk every single day of my life, and I love it.
Yeah, it's really hard to know if the grass is not sprayed with chemicals, Tanya. That's the problem.
Well, if it's organic, the organic certification, they will look at everything that cow's environment is in, right? When they do the certification,
Yes,
we hope.
supposedly.
But a lot of the people that produce, like Strauss, that's the one I buy, Strauss Farms.
Der Fremdy, did you ever tell me where you're from? Because if you've developed wheat intolerance because of Monsanto, I want to know where you are. Because when I was in northern Germany, and I did those videos with Ronka, she has the most beautiful garden, but right on the field, right
Oh, yeah.
beyond there,
All right.
they spray that field.
Yeah.
And when they mow that,
Yes.
I believe that
When I look at
toxicity goes
property
back up
online,
in the
because I
air.
would love to move and do some homesteading, I look at areas and I'll take it in Google Maps and look at it from above and see who's farming around it.
Original next, thank you. He or she said already. Okay. So is grain or wheat milk. So is grain or wheat milk better?
Just
Wait,
grass fed.
I'm not sure what the question is.
You mean making milk from grain, or
No.
cows fed with grain, right?
I think the question is grain or wheat milk better? You mean
raw
if
grass-fed
the cows are fed grain or wheat? Cows should not be fed grain or wheat. They should
they should just eat grass.
They should eat grass. Grasses, various grasses, or silage.
Yes.
In the case of when there's no fresh grass, which many times during the year there is no fresh grass for grass-fed beef. I'm not sure about dairy, because moms and calves have to be on grass up to a certain point.
I learned about the silage just recently, as a matter of fact, a couple months ago.
Yeah, so silage is a way that they ferment and preserve the hay, so that, and they put it in big plastic bales and they can keep it and have that. That's still considered a grass-fed animal. Let's see. Eric says a local farm sells organic chickens for $25 each. I understand that price. I mean, it's
live or butchered.
Regardless.
Hopefully live.
No. You would just buy chicks if you were going to have your own chickens. Nobody wants to go and kill their chicken before they eat it. Yeah. Unless they grow them. But yeah, I understand that price. It's expensive, and it shouldn't be expensive, because I just posted this. If you guys have been following Late Bloomer Show on Facebook, I just posted an article, I think yesterday or day before, about the subsidies that in the recent policies of the administration, the farmers, with this trade deal and all this, all this stuff that's going on, the farmers, the big farmers who are growing soybeans and corn and all that, are getting these huge checks. And meanwhile, family farmers who are
which I know some of,
who are actually growing food for consumption, because soybeans and corn are being grown for biofuels and to feed animals. So they're not getting subsidies. So many family farmers could stand to have. I want everybody to be successful, but I want everybody to be educated too. And I sent this article to my son, who's in the grass-fed business, and he said so many people are just, they have these big farms and they're off in the middle of nowhere, and they go to these conferences, and these conferences are sponsored by Monsanto and DuPont and all of these things. So there's only one conference, one nationwide conference. It's called Acres USA, and that's where all the organic farmers go to get the latest information about infiltration and how to preserve topsoil and how to feed your animals and make your soil healthy and all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, these subsidized farmers are going to these conferences where they're being funded by the chemical companies and everything. And so that's the information they're getting. They're going, we've always done it this way. We're heavily invested in our infrastructure and our machinery and all that stuff. And it's so hard. They're either not getting the information or they don't want to spend the money to change. So it's difficult.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, go. I do too, Christina. I have some in my freezer. Bone. She's talking about bone broth. Where do you get raw grass-fed milk, Tanya? Because you're in Indiana. I'm just curious. I've heard of Gerson therapy for juicing and detoxing. Let's see. Lolo Crasco. Hi, guys. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Eleni, what are your favorite cheeses? If you're asking me, I only eat raw cheese. So whatever I can get, whichever brand I can get that's raw. And then you go into a store and there's 1,000 pieces of cheese there. And I say, where's the raw cheese? And there will be like, this much. So I just whatever's raw. Lori, I do juice beets, but not a lot, because you can put one beet in a whole bunch of greens and the whole thing is red. So I just use maybe one beet for like 6 pints of juice. There might be one beet in there. It turns it all red. You see. Christina, Old Alabama Gardener, has a video showing how to make bone broth using the Instant Pot. Yeah, I don't have an Instant Pot.
I do.
It takes 30 minutes. It says you can make bone broth in 30 minutes.
You can do everything.
You can't get bones, though, you said.
Oh, no, what I mean is the Instant Pot is great for everything.
Johnny, who are you asking? Which store is that? Which I'm way behind on questions here. Alpine cheeses are the best. I don't know about those. Yeah, Original Next is saying sauerkraut is good for, any kind of fermented foods is good for your gut. Echo line trimmer 2 days ago. Oh, they're talking about trimming bushes.
They left us in the dust.
Let's see. Oh, we're so behind here. Chocolate collagen bone broth powder and make a hot chocolate and get that's okay. Durfremdy, yes, cow milk is for calves. That is true.
And it's for us too.
They're not all injected, Sherry. Especially if you go to a local farmer and just get your milk raw. That's what I recommend. I mean, I actually don't recommend even buying and drinking very much, even organic milk, but
that's why I hope to live near farmers someday and out of Los Angeles.
And Debbie is saying, what about pollution poisoning the grass?
Oh yeah, it does. But there's nothing we can do about that.
We can't do anything about air pollution. I mean, we can write Congress and say, what do we do?
It's not a perfect world. It's never going to be.
We have global travel and there's planes.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I went up to Idaho thinking about buying a property, which didn't work out, by the way, in 2017, made 4 trips up there. The 4th trip, I came home with a comminuted fracture. And that was the end of the idea of having a legacy property in Idaho.
Well, think about it again. I'll go take care of it for you.
No, that's not happening. That's not happening. But anyway, what was even and I thought, I'm going to Idaho, northern Idaho, and so it's one property that I was wanted to consider. I took my little folding chair out and just sat in this big open area. And I said, I'm going to sit here for like 20 minutes and just see how quiet it is. And because I have planes overhead all the time here, there's nothing I can do about jet fuel pollutants coming down. I mean, it's in my food, it's in my soil. There's nothing I can do about it living here. And I'm sitting in this field on this 10-acre property, and I'm thinking, 10 acres, 10 acres. What would I do in 10 acres? Even an acre, what would I do? An acre garden. And it was planes overhead.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm just going, you can't
Wow.
escape it.
You can't.
It's just
Plus, there's geoengineering that goes on over our head all the time.
yes, and Bella's patio garden is talking about bowel cleanse is a great way to start with detox. You did that, right?
Actually, I wasn't comfortable doing that. I was really sick at the time, so I did not do that.
Beth says as a very young child, she couldn't drink cow's milk. Doctor put her on goat's milk in the 50s. It worked.
Goat's milk is. I used goat's
I'm not
milk
sure what
cheese
you're saying it worked to do.
to get rid of the lactose intolerance.
No, but she didn't have. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Beth, you're probably younger than me, so I don't know at what point. See, Beth. Sweet potatoes have more health benefits than normal potatoes. That's true. In fact, the woman that Judy Fanning, is that her name? In Ashland, Kentucky, that happened to meet, she was talking about sweet potatoes as possibly being the most nutritious vegetable you could eat.
Well, I love sweet potatoes.
Thank you, Christina. Der Fremde is from Vancouver. Finally, we have the answer to that.
Vancouver.
Raw
wait
milk,
a minute, Vancouver, Washington, or British Columbia?
No, it's British Columbia, I'm sure. Der Fremde, it's raw milk means that it is unpasteurized, straight from the cow. It's never been manipulated, homogenized, heated, or anything. And hello from Ireland. John O'Neill is here from Ireland. You must be on my.
No Ireland on there yet.
No, you don't see it?
I don't see it.
Okay, Ireland. Where is Carl? Carl, my pal in Ireland. He's not on. Let's see.
Charlie says he loves the mug.
It's very expensive, Christina. Okay, Original Next. Are you in UK, Original Next? It says you can get organic super cheap.
The organic less than 2 usually the top range.
Huh. Well, they're talking about vegetables more. Let's see.
Mushroom coffee? What is that? Oh, that's, well, it's not really mushroom coffee, I think. It's that stuff that grows on the tree. What do they call it? Chaga. Chaga is a fungus that grows on trees.
I didn't know what chaga was. I keep seeing that everywhere, and I didn't
it's
know
a
what
fungus that grows on a tree.
Is that what you're drinking, Pat? Chaga? Lemongrass tea, and also it gives her energy. Well, she needs energy because she's got 3 children, one of which is disabled. And she is working part-time and trying to do a cookbook, and she's growing her own food. And yeah, Pat's a very busy girl.
That's all right, though.
That's true, Sherry. It's it actually does matter what they eat, but it's you don't want to eat dairy that's been
antibiotics,
where the
vaccines
cows have been and the
no.
hormones, because it's affecting young girls.
Growth hormones, all that stuff. Gross. In fact, I don't eat meat very much because
Daryl says people should wear hazmat suits to shop for conventional produce. It's kind of true.
And then how do you know what eggs are truly free range? Well, it'll say on the carton.
Well,
doesn't it?
Yes, but the USDA organic standards are very lax.
Some of them say cage free, but some say free range.
Let me just point out
what's the difference?
that a chicken farmer in the Midwest, organic chicken farmer, whatever, told me that the USDA organic standards, free range can mean you can have 25,000 chickens in a chicken house, in a factory chicken, and if they have a 10 by 10 foot square concrete pad to step out of the house in, they're considered free range.
That's disgusting.
It is completely disgusting.
That's sad. I didn't know that. Luckily, we have a lady in town, my mother-in-law, where she has that garden, and they've got chickens down there, so we can get eggs.
Yeah, Teresa, that's the thing, is like I think about almond milk, but I think about almond milk is so processed. And so I don't want to turn people
trees big time.
And I don't want to turn people away from almond milk if they, but that's my fear, is that
you can make your own almond milk really easy.
In California, most of the almonds that you buy have been pasteurized. So that means that they've been heated, which means a lot of the nutrients are gone before you buy them. And of course, most of the almonds that you buy have already been roasted and salted and all that stuff. So you have to really look for raw almonds that have not been pasteurized. And
And finding organic.
it'll taste raw. It looks raw, but it's been pasteurized.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel quite sure that almond milk is made from pasteurized almonds. I mean, you'd have to investigate it. I don't know, but I feel sure that it probably is. And then what do they do in the it's a processed product.
Oh, it is.
You know, raw milk from a cow, literally, I've been to the dairy, they milk the cow. It goes through a filter as simple as you can imagine, and it goes into the bottle and they put a cap on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got all of the benefits from all the nutrients. Nothing has been, I mean, conventional milk, even organic conventional milk, the milk comes from the cows and it goes to a processor, and the milk solids go off to a factory in, say, Idaho, not Idaho, but wherever.
Yeah.
And then the liquids go off to a factory in Connecticut, for example, and they get processed there. And it started out as organic milk, but the end product to get, for example, a half and half cream, they've got to get the Idaho factory to send some cream over to the New England factory, and then put it back together.
Yeah.
And just imagine all of that.
Isn't that just
travel
crazy?
And processing? It's incredible to think what they do to milk.
And the reason that this all came about was because somebody somewhere along the line got sick from somebody's milk. A farmer was producing. So they come up with regulations.
Christina is making a good point. Cross-contamination of produce in stores is a real problem, because they have organic
it's right
here,
next to
and
it.
then they have, it's right next to
There's no separation.
Yeah. So that's why I go to a store. There's not
Right.
all the produce is organic, period.
Buying EBT.
Okay, Felice, I don't know if you just heard her say, but even her husband's a butcher at Ralph's, and she has a hard time getting fresh bones.
Bones, yeah.
From grass-fed,
Oh, yeah.
presumably.
It's like almost impossible.
And but she gets bones in bulk at the farmer's market.
Yeah, I guess
have you tried to do that?
Well, I'm not familiar with our farmers markets too much here yet.
Yeah,
I haven't been to very many of them.
How long have you been?
Well, since October last year, so it's not been that.
Yeah, so you're still on your journey of investigation. Let's see.
So should we talk about the final step I took?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
While I try to catch up.
So after detoxing and doing everything that I could possibly do, I got to a certain point of wellness, and then I plateaued, and I still could not lead a normal life.
Fremdi. I'm probably going to wind up in Europe at some point for that reason. Go ahead.
What was I saying? Oh,
sorry.
So I plateaued, and I was feeling good mentally, but physically I had chronic fatigue, and I had that postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which is called POTS.
POTS. Somebody just Sherry. Oh shoot.
And that is where when you stand up, the blood goes to your lower extremities and pools there, and your heart isn't strong enough to pump it back up to your lungs and to your brain, and you faint. And so I was only able to stand for maybe a minute or two at a time, and then I had to go lay down. So that was my life. And plus I had the chronic fatigue still. And so I couldn't overcome it until I found a product that detoxed the brain. And it takes the heavy metals out of your
Jack
brain.
is asking, how do you know what eggs are truly free range? The only way you can know for sure, Jack, is to go to the source and buy them from the producer. Yeah. That's the only way.
Exactly. So you have to detox your brain. When heavy metals get in your brain, metals have a charge, positive and negative, and you get two together, and they come together, and they stick, and they block the pathways in your brain. Your brain can't tell your body what to do. You get those toxins out of there, and you get well. It's amazing. So I took this product called Cosiva.
Emily, hold on. Emily, you can order one of these, and I wish you would. You just have to make a $40 PayPal donation to my channel, which the link is at the very top of the chat window. And I will have, these are custom made, And the late bloomer fund winds up with about $6 because she has to buy the products, she has to make it, and you can get it in cranberry or green. So I hope you order one. Go ahead.
All right. So the product is, the brand is called Coseva, Coseva, and then it has a little tag TRS, Toxic Removal System. If anybody's familiar with detoxing, zeolite will come to mind because people use this to volcanic rock and they use it to absorb toxins in the body. So this company, they used nanotechnology in the lab to create or simulate zeolite, but in a nanotechnology. So it's very small.
Nanotechnology. Hold that thought. What is illegal in Canada, Durfremdy? And original next. Good to know. Good to know. What's your age range? Just so we have it for the record. Go ahead.
I turned 56.
No, not you.
Oh,
wait, who? Did he say that?
What?
No. Go ahead.
No. So Coseva TRS, and you can go to coseva.com to find out about it.
Lily is saying she doesn't drink milk, but she likes a little heavy cream in her coffee. Is there a difference? A difference between what? Milk and cream? No.
The cream just comes off the top of the milk.
It doesn't come off the top of the milk. It comes from Idaho.
Yeah, there you
go.
The
milk comes from Connecticut.
So this nanotechnology is suspended.
If you can get raw cream, that is the best. Lily, I want to be serious about that. If you can get raw milk or raw cream, that's the best.
So
go ahead.
The nanotechnology is suspended in sterilized water, and it comes in a little spray bottle. You spray it under your tongue and absorbs in the membranes under your tongue. So 4 days after taking this product, I got up from my bed and all of my symptoms were gone. Bam, gone.
Hold it. Tanya's talking about she gets it from local Amish. I get my...
Oh, you live by the Amish. Awesome.
I get my raw dairy from the Amish also. Go ahead.
So Coseva TRS was able to get into my brain and detox the heavy metals that were in there that were keeping my brain from being able to tell my heart what to do and other things in my body what to do. And as soon as my brain could communicate with the rest of my body, I was well.
Teresa, I agree. I agree with you. We can only do our best because, especially if we don't have a farm and grow all of our own food, we can only do our best, and to trust our.
That's all I did.
USDA organic
That's
standards.
all I did.
And she's on her journey of discovery, and I think we all are. But we can just do what we can do, and we can do our best. And I trust God also.
Yeah,
but
just do your
it's
best.
really hard to, when you know that the top levels of our government are compromised.
Yes.
It's difficult. And
it is.
Because, I hear this firsthand from farmers. And so I know these things are going on. And so know your source. I think that's the best thing we can do, is just to know our source. That's why we're questioning who owns Tom's toothpaste,
Right, exactly.
who owns seventh generation recycled products.
Get bought.
All of these great products that start out with total health in mind, when they become a success, they sell out to bigger corporations.
And here's the
to
thing,
make a lot of money.
A lot of companies that even want to, once a big corporation wants to take, it's a hostile takeover. They can do it even if you don't want to sell your company. It's very strange the way that things can go in this world when it comes to companies.
Oh yeah, you can get bought without having to want to be bought. But trust me, Whole Foods wanted to be bought by Amazon.
Oh,
but anyway,
sure.
Durfremdy is saying, has anyone tried having small goats for milk? And absolutely, people do that.
Oh, yeah.
If you can manage it, if you can grow them where you are, and you want to do that.
The thing with goats, though, don't graze them too much on grass. It's too rich. Mostly weeds and other plants on the goats.
Okay.
Yeah, too rich.
I eat raw goat yogurt every week.
I love the milk.
And we get the raw goat milk from the Amish, and then I have a person who makes it. It's very expensive, but I think that's what keeps my gut healthy.
Your gut's talking right now.
And I'm hungry. Christina says she loves any veggie as long as it's freshly plucked from the earth.
Yeah. Oh, I love vegetables. When I was growing up, I didn't, but now I dearly love them.
Tanya grew up, she's German. She grew up eating tons of cabbage.
Oh, yeah. Good for you.
I love just boiled cabbage.
Oh, me too. I love
tiny little bit of salt. I just love it.
Oh, I like making cabbage rolls. Do you have cabbage rolls?
Fainting goats. No, but I don't think any. My brother-in-law raises fainting goats, and they're just
Do you really?
they just do it for fun. Nobody milks them or anything. Ugh. Sherry is mentioning recombinant bovine growth hormone, which dairy farmers give to increase milk production.
Gross.
Yeah, you don't want
Gross.
that.
Actually, you can increase milk production by the type of cow.
Eric is talking about haylage, and I was just talking to my son about haylage
What
yesterday.
is that?
Haylage is like silage, except it's hay.
Oh,
And what they do is they bundle up hay and, let's see, I'm trying to think, what did he say? What is the difference between haylage and silage? But it's bundled up.
it's still fermented though, right?
Well, it's gonna, they bundle up hay wet. And so I think it does ferment. And they do look like large marshmallows. Let's see. Kevin in Florida says, "Oh, homemade ice cream from raw cream was one of his fondest memories of his granny." Where was your granny, Kevin? Hand crank the old-fashioned way. I know. We did that too.
Ice and salt.
Hands down, the best ice cream on the planet. Absolutely. Let's see. Wait, let's see exactly. Burt's Bees lip balm now has canola oil in it. Well, that's because Burt's Bees was bought by. We just talked about this.
Canola oil.
Well, we were just talking about Burt's Bees was bought by some big corporation last week.
Do people know what canola oil stands for?
No.
Canada oil. It's rapeseed oil. It's the rapeseed from the rape plant, but they call it canola oil.
What's a rape plant?
It's a weed.
Okay, well, some weeds are good.
I know, but I don't really know what the plant is. I've never really seen one, but that's what it's called, and it's called canola oil because it originated in Canada.
Well, I don't think all canola oil is bad. I just think that the canola farmers in Canada were totally convinced by Monsanto to go Monsanto.
Sure.
And except for this one, it's a great documentary about this one farmer who went to court and fought against Monsanto. Monsanto actually took them to court because even their Roundup Ready seeds went over into his farm, and Monsanto sued him.
Yeah, but for stealing,
for patent infringement.
Yeah, I know. They do this on purpose,
and he
by the
took
way.
them to court, and this farmer won. It's an amazing documentary. But I mean, he had to go through hell and high water.
Monsanto has undercover people that will go and seed other farmers' fields so that they can go and sue them later on.
Right.
Oh, Monsanto.
Teresa, it's very unlikely. The Amish live in they come into an area and you really know when they're there.
Ohio, Pennsylvania. I don't know where else they are.
Well, she's asking if there's an Amish community in southern Arizona, and I really doubt it.
I don't think so. They need to farm. Unless southern Arizona is good for farming, but not the type of farming they do. Yeah.
It's too dry. Yeah.
You can do melons in southern Arizona.
Yeah, but they have to have
they grow a lot of corn and wheat.
Well, they have to have a piece of property where they can raise animals.
Oh yeah, because they have horses. They don't have
graze and everything.
Even though they have cars, they still use their horses to do all of their farming. Potato addicts unite. That's funny, Tanya.
Let's see. Okay, my son has goats. They are so cute. He can put the kids in 4-H now.
Who said you can't speak about God? Original next?
No.
Oh, sorry.
It's that's wonderful, Teresa.
What'd you say?
Her son has goats, and he's putting them in 4-H.
Oh, nice. Love 4-H.
Unite.
Great program. I love to see the kids working with the animals.
Okay, so let's see. Spaghetti bender. I bet you took a lot of seed in your 20s. I don't know what that means, spaghetti bender. Where are you writing from? They had
I don't know what that means
275,
either.
I don't need 270 milk cows and 20. Well, yeah. The dairy industry is the biggest agricultural product of California. They have 6 million dairy cows in
Yeah, and
California.
I've driven through that area. It stinks.
And we have two that I know of, two farms that produce milk for raw milk for consumption.
Mhm.
And I know they have about 400 cows in rotation. So 6 million against 400. So you know that the political will is going to be against people understanding that being told that raw milk is good for you. So
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't understand why we as consumers can't make our own choices. Why does everything have to be regulated?
Who says that?
Me.
Oh, you. If it wasn't regulated, we would have nothing healthy.
No, what I mean is
It's fantastic. What did you make it out of, Teresa?
What did you make?
Lip balm.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Doug and Stacy's. Let's see. Wow, Kevin, that's fantastic.
Oh, no.
He spent summers on a big dairy and beef. I'd like to know what happened to that farm today. I bet it's a very different scenario. Hi, Nicholas. Where are you writing from? Let's see. Rapeseed. What is rapeseed, Eric? I don't know.
That's canola. That's what rapeseed is. How you get canola oil. They press the seed.
Yeah, that's true, Kayla. Thanks for coming back.
Nettles is good.
Yeah, in a desert. I really doubt if there's Amish down in the desert areas. I would be surprised. Jamila is here from Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, she's usually here.
Cool.
And I don't see her, but on this. But thank you for joining us. You'll have to go back and listen. We've been having a great conversation. I want to do nettle tea. I just haven't been able to successfully grow it. Okay, thank you, Diana. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for your contributions. And Maricela, we are just about to sign off. Oh my God, we've been on for 2 hours and 36 minutes. I have got to go. We've got to do a cooking video. Okay, let's see. Did somebody catch that crude joke?
Yeah, that was that one.
Oh yeah, that was deleted. Thank you. Let's see. Maricela, you're going to have to go back and watch the live stream.
Coconut oil, beeswax, peppermint oil, honey and soda.
Should you cover her tomato plants these next few days? They're going into the hundreds.
Oh.
Tomatoes are not going to like hundreds very well. I would shade them if you can.
Shade. Did you see she put the lip balm instructions?
Coconut oil, beeswax, and peppermint oil. That sounds like my skin balm minus the olive oil. Okay, Big Wave. It is still in the family, but not a working farm anymore. Big corporations bought it out. Yeah, it's really a shame. How do you want me to contact you again? Kathy, latebloomershow.com/contact. Or just go to latebloomershow.com and hit the contact tab and write me, because I already forgot what you're writing me for.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you read?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kayla is saying exactly that. It's like, the food is so processed.
Yeah, it compromises our immune system.
And then you start adding various medications to your problems, and then all of a sudden your system starts to break down. Eric is saying nettles is an indicator of a wet zone. I'm assuming what you mean is you start seeing nettles growing around your farm where it's wet. Mm-hmm. And I know you have a pond, Eric. I seem to remember that. Okay, Beth, take care. We're going to sign off too. Laura Delgado. She's following us from Mexico.
Oh, really?
Awesome.
Hola!
Laura, we have been on for 2 hours and 36 minutes, and we're going to have to get off. And followed your tutorial to plant my first scourer. What is it? What you planted? You planted what?
Oh, she must have spelled it wrong. I don't know what that is.
I don't either. What did you plant, Laura? Tell.
Teresa said it was olive oil. Not coconut.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Stacy's.
Okay, thanks, Kathy. Okay. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Okay, take care, Original Next.
Bye.
And let's see. I thought I was going to get another answer from a question. Goodbye, Kayla. Have a great day. And let's see. Essential oils, lovely. Thank you for ideas for everything. Most informative. Love to watch. You ladies have a wonderful day, and everyone else. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Travis. Yeah. So thanks, everybody. Be sure to check out my new website, kayecatrell.com.
Christina's asking.
And the next thank you, Christina. The next live stream will be next Sunday. Today's the 7th, so that'll be the 14th. I'm going to be in Salt Lake from the 16th to the 20th, Salt Lake, Utah, for my Essential Oils Grand Convention.
Right on.
And I'm going to see what that's like, and I'm going to visit their lavender farm. So I'm hoping to be able to shoot a video from their lavender farm.
Ooh,
I thought that might be
nice.
interesting, right? Yep. So
that'd be beautiful too.
Yeah, if that can all work out. But I will be on live next Sunday on the 14th, and I hope everybody will tune in.
Loofah.
Hit the like button before you go. Loofah Scourer. I see. Yes, I figured that's what it was. Thank you, Eric, for clarifying. And thank you, Tanya. Thank you. Great audience, everybody. And have a great day, everybody. And love you all. And take care. Bye.
Oh.